Do you know the Puffin Plan? The Puffin Plan. Alright. Actually, a tiny bit disappointed because I had to delete the original map that I was planning on using either soon or like now. I'm not entirely sure when it would happen. But I had to get rid of the map that I was using because it wouldn't line up with the grid no matter what I did with it. Oh, they're gathering, I think. But we're gonna do it. All right. So I have explain here. Let me say something here. I've barely been avoiding Persona 5 stuff. Like, it's been particularly bad this week. I don't know why YouTube is putting so many terrible spoilers in the related videos. But I've been it wasn't like commenters or anything, but it was like it's YouTube's algorithm. But it hasn't been anything terrible. Like, it's been stuff that I basically figured out on my own. But like it was like confirming like your train of thought was correct, basically, and I was like, okay. It spoiled one of the boss fights. Like another one. I was already spoiled about the 6th boss fight, I think. But I was spoiled about another one. I'm not sure which one. I don't know when it happens, but I was spoiled about another one, which is fucking great. Yeah, Atlas. Not spoiling people. It's going great. Yeah. But whatever. This is the future that we fought for. This is the future we fought for. Anyway. What are these? I was given a bag of like Japanese shit. What is this? I don't even know. It's like all broken. What are you? What are you? Enjoy the superb taste of cookies made with the finest ingredients. I don't understand. I know, I get it. It'll taste like cookie, but I don't know what you are. Maybe I should like try it. Hold on. Atlas changed their policy so that you can like stream everything up to the final dungeon, basically, like up to the climax of the game, and they'll be fine. Anything beyond that, and they are supposed to take legal action, but I don't believe they will. Oh god. And KZ was saying something about uploading it on another channel and then like linking to it in a unified playlist, basically, and it's like, eh. I think by the time I get to the final part, they'll lift it. By the time I get there, it'll have been like 6 months, because that game's long. Oh, this is like a... There's like a little cracker with some chocolate on the bottom. Alright. Okay, that's per good. Me in game, I'm coming up on the second confession. Like, I'm like a couple days away from it in recording. But, I would say only talk about stuff that's been uploaded. So if you're like wondering what the limit is, I would say just talk about whatever's been uploaded, because there are people who are just watching the playthrough, and they're not, you know, they're not playing it for themselves. So anyway, I don't know why only 2 of them have gotten into the voice chat, but let's just... Are you gonna handle the days that are like an hour and a half of story? I don't know. Deal with it somehow? Probably cut it in a similar way, because it's still part of the game. Yep. Eh. Hell. Yeah. Or hell yeah.
What up? No, why would you say that?
You didn't separate the words.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. All right. Yeah, I did.
I should mention as a heads up to viewers and people, this is going to be a relatively short one, because I'm very tired. And
Good thing. I hate playing with all of you.
oh,
It's just terrible.
hold on, let me go to
I forgot my dice again.
characters. I think I have...
Who needs dice?
Me.
That's level 2. Do I have...
I thought we were playing mind games, Creed.
Do have...
No.
Okay, so I have level 3 Astus saved. However,
Maybe I'll take
I don't...
that shit.
The only thing you need to write in...
I'll be right back.
Alright, there we go.
Hello, lovelies.
Hey.
Yo, yo.
Oh, thanks,
what the
Sky.
fuck? What the fuck just happened? It's like a sudden
Well-
gathering of gorillas.
Huh.
Not Clayton.
I don't know how much experience you have.
That's the
No,
only
This
thing.
isn't
yeah.
even. This is an even older one. No,
Is it?
I've got it. Yeah, I've got it sorted out. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay. The Kopesh was 2d4s, right?
2d4, and on a crit, it's 1d4 extra.
Oh dang.
Nice. Is that plus strength or dex too?
It's an additional 1d4. Yeah, it's plus strength.
No.
Because the way the blade is weighted, can't use it with dex.
Too bad. I would love that if I could use it with dex.
Hey,
Oh, hey.
how's it going?
Not bad.
Fuck you.
So I just want to remind you guys that I am nearly dead. I'm like super close to being dead.
Guess who cares?
I know, nobody cares. It was my fault, but still.
Right?
You're currently being carried anyway.
It's true. Just wanted
Literally,
to.
you're being literally carried right now.
Hey, man, I killed 2 of those zombies, so
Yeah.
just give me some credit here.
I pretty sure I weakened one of the ones you killed.
Well, it got back up, so I wasn't that weak.
It's like 2
It's true. It's true.
I exploded it like the holy knight I am. That's the true Yazz future story is that he's actually gonna become a paladin. And
So you're
Oh
set.
yeah. Oh yeah. Is that right?
yeah, totally, man.
Yeah, okay. All right. Sweet, dude.
Are you gonna get blue lipstick too?
Sure, why not?
Yes.
I'll do whatever it takes.
To become a paladin. That's all it takes, you know.
Yeah, that's true. You don't have to be like a good person or anything.
I heard you gotta cut off your
You don't have to
penis.
be a good person.
Yeah,
that true?
don't you? Yeah, don't you have to be a eunuch? Right, because like you're pledging yourself to a certain deity, and they're
Yeah.
like, no, that dangle's mine.
I thought you did have to be lawful good.
Your god
Sky.
like has like a cupboard full of jars full of the penises of all of these paladins.
Well, if we're being real, mine's already in there, so.
That's the great mystery of the church. Congratulations, you solved it.
Yeah.
A collection of dark elf penises. But yeah, don't you have to be lawful good to be a paladin?
No. That was previous editions.
Oh.
They
Well, I thought if
lifted
you-
this restriction with 4th edition. The only thing that's thematically connecting paladins now is that they are beholden to an oath. that
Right, if they break
take.
the oath, they lose their
So-
powers, right?
They lose their
Yeah.
penis.
If they betray it, well, no, not necessarily anymore. There are actually 2 different paladin archetypes. That is called Oathbreaker, and there's another one. It was like Oath of something, where you basically are not beholden to an oath and just make a deal with yourself, essentially.
Mhm.
So there's still ways to maintain your paladin abilities if the DM allows, but
That's kind of cool.
typically it's just if you break your oath, you lose your abilities, the abilities that the paladin class gave you. Any divine abilities, like your formal training, like fighting style, doesn't go away, but
But like your
lay on hands, your
bless,
spell
that
casting,
kind of stuff.
all of that goes away
Makes sense.
typically.
Makes sense.
So, yeah. We all ready?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
buddy? Oh, Creed's
I'm
gone.
not. I'm
There he
not
is.
ready. I need to tell my people.
Oh,
I need to call my people. I'm good.
all right.
He's used to it.
I am. I had to fucking edit in a very quick Monkey D. Luffy earlier, and it made me a little mad that I was doing it.
You didn't have to do it.
I was doing it, and I was like, I don't fucking know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing it. And then I did it, and it's rendered. Now it's in an episode. So, it's happening. And,
My throat's really bothering me. So, excuse me.
oh boy. Okay. So, last time, you guys reconvened at Justina's and talked about your tentative a new alliance with the Blades of the Dark Sun, who are a group that oppose the White Wolves within the city of Avalon. And during this discussion, Fang noticed a couple of suspicious characters and snuck out to investigate, discovering that they were assailants planning to attack you while you were in the bar, and she returned in time to warn you about it. And you all fought bravely against a light squad of undead and their necromancer summoner. After dispatching of them, you took the summoner captive and waited for the Blades to send their representative to Justina's. And it turned out to be none other than Miriam Liedon, who is one of the twin leaders of the Blades, who is now currently leading you to their entrance. Meanwhile, Yazz, having passed out from being a lightweight elf and drinking, is currently being carried by one of her attendants. And the rest of you are following behind, with the necromancer in tow. So, as you are led by the elvish Blades leader, you are what? Oh no, it happened again. Why does this keep happening?
What'd you do?
Your Twitch alerts keeps going off. Why does this keep happening? I can turn them all off. I turned them all off. You are led below the city and taken through a section of the sewers. You're brought up to a grate, a large grate. It's a circular entrance, blocked off by numerous bars that's roughly pulled out of the way by one of the attendants, and you step through and you're proceeded to be led down a number of passageways that takes a fair amount of time to get through, and you notice as you're keeping track of where you're going, trying to remember which way it was that you came in from to try and maybe trace your way back here. You notice that you're being led down. After a while, you're being led down the same passages, and all in an attempt to confuse where you're going.
You know we already know how to get to your lair, right? You know we worked that out and mapped that out.
Miriam continues walking. She says, yes, you found the guarded entrance. The entrance that we happen to monitor the most. Frankly, it's a little difficult to get through that entrance. This is, albeit longer, but much easier. That entrance that you found was laden with magical traps that took time to temporarily disarm while our force met you at the front.
Oh, and here I thought you were just being impolite.
She continues forward, and after about 30 minutes of traversing this network of carved passageways, you eventually find yourself meeting man-made stonework, and you're brought through entryway, which leads into a relatively comfortable living area. You see a communal fire pit in the center of this room that's currently being kept aflame by magical means. You see no firewood or no fuel in the center of this, and there's no smoke giving off. A number of Blades officials are currently resting here, and as you enter, they're momentarily on guard, but as they see Miriam leading you through, they relax and just watch as you pass through the room. Miriam leads you down a hallway, which splinters off into numerous different passageways that go towards different rooms, some down other hallways through which you can see a number of other passages that connect to those hallways. But she eventually brings you up to a pair of stonework doors that are slightly ajar, enough for you to make your way through. And as you do, you find yourself now in what looks like a private study. This is a large circular room with a small rug draped across the center of the floor. Numbers of bookshelves stacked with different tomes, collections of notes, and various other collections of knowledge that the Blades have brought together. You see sitting in this room next to a finely made table, you see Miriam's supposed twin sister, who is currently speaking with another Blades representative. On the table next to her, you see the glow and sparkle of the ruby that you took off of the dwarf merchant who had been assailed by the White Wolves. Yeah.
Right on
The
cue.
neighborhood.
This neighborhood is really enamored with
It's like, well, it's a star setting of the hideout, you know.
Miriam just turns and says, don't mind the engineers. They like to experiment.
Deep lore.
And you're taken into this room, and as you are, oh man, it's Uncle Joe.
God.
As you are, Maria, Miriam's sister, looks towards you and finishes her conversation. For a moment, she looks annoyed, maybe frustrated or disappointed, but she puts it aside and stands up. And she nods to Miriam and then addresses all of you and says, welcome, and welcome back to both Bang and Eldril.
She waves.
What is
There you
this
go.
place? Did you blooders build this? How long have you been down here for?
As far as I can recall, we've been down here for at least several decades.
Whose shoulder am I slinged over?
Just some really tall, from what you can kind of tell, because you're kind of wafting in and out of consciousness, is pretty well-muscled man who's currently carrying you over his shoulder. And as you're brought into the room, he lightly sets you down, and as he lets go, you find it a little difficult to keep your balance.
I'm actually awake though.
Yeah, you're kind of semi-conscious.
All right.
You're like aware, but you might need a refresher later on once you've sobered up.
Right. Okay.
We've been down here for at least 50 years now. So we've had some help in the construction of this veritable fortress.
Don't say.
So, I imagine situation has been briefed to you.
More or less. We brought you a present, by the way. I gesture at the tied up necromancer I've got slung over my shoulder, with his face very, very mashed in.
And that is...
Oh, well, more properly, it's a present for Father Ash. It's, we were ambushed.
He's
by,
one of them wolf guys.
Yeah, one of them white ones. He's one of them white boys. And,
That's racist.
we brought him because, you folks seem to believe that Father Wolf can get something out of him.
Yes, if he is of sound mind, then perhaps Father Ash can get something out of him. I hope that's the case anyway.
I understand that you're working on identifying this gem for us.
Yes, and she sort of turns back and she picks up a slightly curled piece of parchment that has various writings and arcane sigils inscribed across it, and she turns back with it in hand. Says, in fact, this is scroll of identification that was prepared for it.
Great. So, what do we do with that?
Well, it's written in common, so anyone can read it. As you read out the incantation, you will be given the ability to cast the spell. Once you do, you're focusing on the crystal, you should be able to decipher what it is.
Well, I think Eldril, I don't know if he ate something funny or he drank too much or what's going on over there.
He's
I thought they gave you something light, lad.
he's having a moment right now. He's deep in thought. Like he was researching something on the way here.
Oh.
Women, I heard.
What?
Is there anything? Look, before we get to that, is there anything that you can give to our inebriated companion here that might help sober him?
Miriam walks over and she.
I got an idea.
What, you gonna punch me again?
I mean, yeah, there was gonna be a gut punch. You know, I hear the gut punches.
It would probably kill him at this point.
Nah, I'm
It
tough.
wouldn't be the first time for me.
I'd be fine.
Miriam walks over to Yazz and she very gently places a hand on your chest and you look over to her as you feel this slight warmth begin to penetrate your being, and it fills you for a moment. And in this brief visual exchange where you look over at Miriam, suddenly the fog is lifted.
Guys, I think she's making me more drunk. Oh, it's warm. Oh, I feel
And
great.
You feel fine. You feel normal.
Oh.
Can you teach me that one?
This is weird.
She turns back around and she says,
Does that heal me at all?
"No, but you are no longer poisoned by
I'll
the
take it.
alcohol."
I'll take it.
She says, "Well, it takes a little bit of doing, but if you find yourself willing to commit to a cause, enough to commit your soul, your very essence, to a cause, and make an oath that you swear to never break, I'm sure you too can learn to harness this power."
God,
For a
you sound like my AA counselor. Fuck that.
Maria speaks up and says, "Well, I suppose it's time that we fetch Father Ash. I'm not entirely sure where he's lurking about around here, but he should be somewhere nearby. It shouldn't take too long. In the meantime, feel free to make yourselves at home here. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask."
Yeah,
you
how
have
long
a-
has this Ash bastard been tea-timing?
All right. Calm down.
Yeah, chill out over there, mate.
Perhaps there's been a misunderstanding. Ash has not betrayed anyone. He has not betrayed his order, he's not betrayed us. He's simply decided to ally himself with us for reasons of a shared goal, I imagine.
I'll be the judge of that once I see him.
He is...
Good response, buddy.
Hey man, it's my actual job right now.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
While we
is
wait, I might take a
dedicated.
look at this scroll.
Of course. And she hands out the magic scroll, which you quickly begin reading over, and as you read the incantation to yourself, you slowly begin to realize, just by general arcane knowings, that this is indeed a scroll of identification. or scroll of identify, as the spell is called.
Cool. I'm going to. Is there somewhere that I can go and perform this in quiet?
All you need to do is you read the scroll aloud, and you then choose an object that you touch throughout the casting of this, and at the end of the spell, you are imbued with the knowledge of the item's properties, if it has any, whether or not it requires attunement, how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. And if the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
That is a very LD spell.
LD. All right. Well, when you guys have finished your discussion, I'll do this while we're waiting for Father Ash, I think, rather than in the middle of whatever you're talking about, Astus.
Oh, no. I mean, that's what we're here for, isn't it?
All
It's
right.
not a
Well,
social visit, is it?
It's a little bit of a social visit. Make some
Do
friends.
you, how do you bathe down here?
I mean,
Do you have a place?
we have plumbing.
You know, I'm not so sure. I need to see that for my own eyes. Do you mind if I go and like check that out? I'm not going to use it or anything. I just want to, you know.
Mm-hmm. Off to the sketchy stuff again.
Fang is so shifty.
Like, incredibly shifty.
She sort of,
You're in a sewer, you can poop anywhere.
she looks... Realize I don't have that open. She looks over at sort of youthful presence that she had with her. She was talking with earlier, and she orders, saying, Zaxton, would you please show the lady where the facilities are? And the sort of eccentric looking youth has a circular glasses on his nose and light auburn hair, slightly pointed elvish ears. Sits up as he's like currently looking over a book that he's laid out on the table, and says, oh, yes, of course, Maria. And he walks over towards the entrance and sort of beckons Fang to follow him.
Hey, nerd boy, keep an eye on her. She's sketchy.
I'm
I
gonna
shall.
go and elbow Yazz in the chest.
Whose fucking side is Yazriel on?
Yeah, I'm gonna elbow him in the chest. So
Yeah, I thought it was my allegiances that were being questioned here, not Yazz's.
Well, it's that's led him to questioning his own allegiances. It's a very
dear.
long story.
anyway,
Too impressionable.
I'm gonna go. You know, I'll be back.
Are you
So
actually
I'm
gonna elbow me in the stomach?
Yeah.
Try and hit me, dude.
On the way there, I'm going to like. I'm gonna whack you.
Do it. Try and hit me.
Okay. Can I try and hit him?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna try and hit him.
Only because I meta style know how much
21.
damage it's gonna do. I'm gonna be alright. Alright. That's fine.
It's a D20 plus your strength.
Oh, my strength. 15.
Oh wow, that actually
With
misses.
plus-
Then. Suck it.
Plus proficiency.
Okay, damn it.
Oh,
It doesn't-
Because
Proficiency.
you're proficient with your unarmed.
Oh, then yeah. 17.
Alright, that hits.
Now it's 1 plus your strength modifier, minimum 1 damage.
1 plus my strength modifier.
Yeah.
It's 1.
Do you take 1 bludgeoning?
There you go.
Wow, that hurt so bad, Fang.
I wasn't aiming to take you out.
Yeah, just
I
go
have
take
daggers for
go
that.
take your dump or whatever you're going to do.
Excuse me, I'm going to take a bath. I mean, I'm just going to check the water temperature. That's all. So,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna go off and follow.
Yeah, change
the,
your story more.
Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna follow the bespeckled. Is that the right word? Bespeckled?
Bespeckled?
Be speckled.
Okay, sorry.
Let me just
The
move this out
dude.
of the way so you guys can.
I think the term is spectacular.
Okay, yeah, of course.
All right. You're led away from the room. The
Hmm.
rest of the group is left amidst the somewhat stuffy air of the study.
Can I have a look around and see if there's any books in here on I guess like martial traditions or weaponry or anything that might interest me?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
All right. Let me see. It's my perception. Okay. That is a 9.
It takes you a little bit of time. Eventually, you come across a sort of red leather-bound book that, doing a quick look over, seems to be a sort of catalog on weaponry not native to Palomesis. Strange foreign weapons, and in some cases, techniques to use items that otherwise wouldn't be considered a traditional weapon as one. You immediately see details on accounts of some warriors using the sheath of their blade as a bludgeoning weapon.
Oh, dang.
You find what you would guess looks like a set of clubs, but they're connected via a small chain around their center and swung rapidly to deal additional bludgeoning damage.
I'm going to point at that picture and go over to, is it Maria we're with?
You're with Maria and Miriam.
I suppose you blotters got any of these things, do you?
Miriam steps over and looks. She says, no, not any of that particular weapon. However, we do have light collection of some various unique arms, if you'd like to take a look.
Well, where's Ash?
Should be here any minute.
Oh, I think we can wait then.
She nods and in fact, as you're speaking, you can hear bounding heavy footfalls coming down the hallway.
You can just see Yazriel just profusely sweating because he knows he's about to meet Ash. So he's just looking super nervous, like very obviously nervous.
Oh shit, it's Sandpie.
No, that's not why. It's because my last encounter with him didn't really go so well. And honestly, I'm very glad I'm not drunk anymore. I probably would have greeted him with hey, what's up, Poppy?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I mean, you're still covered in like blood and vomit.
Oh yeah, I'm disgusting.
After a brief moment, you see the stone doors are actually shoved slightly out of the way as Father Ash's wide frame comes through the door. And he looks about in a sort of hurried fashion and sees the defeated-looking like gathering of cloth and blood that is the necromancer currently resting on the ground near the wall of the study. And he sort of relaxes up, looks around about the room, looks over to your group, says, "Oi, did you do this? Did you bring this?"
Well,
We did.
I mean, clearly, yes, we brought this, and we were told that you were going to be able to extract some information from him.
We were hoping this one might be different because we've put an amulet so to stop him from turning, hopefully, on him.
He hasn't swallowed it, has he?
No, he's still kind of like, he's still somewhat knocked out. He's slowly, very slowly coming in and out of consciousness, but he hasn't dropped the amulet or swallowed it.
All right, I'm going to take it out of his mouth and put it on him properly.
Hello, Father. Nice to meet you. I'm Yazriel. I'm an initiate crow.
Ash takes a step forward and then stops as you say the word crow. And then very slowly turns his head towards you.
Yazriel just looks like a deer in headlights.
That's the oldest game now, is it? And he sort of stands up. Suppose I don't blame him. And other than hearing what you're saying and looking at you, he doesn't acknowledge you and then walks over towards the spellcaster.
No, I'm going to step in between. Oh, now, hold on. What are you going to do to him? I'd like him in one piece. I'd like to be able to take him back to the watch alive.
I'm going to get the information we need.
You be a little bit more specific than that.
Probe his mind.
Oh, well, by all means.
He steps past you and reaches down and grabs the summoner by the scruff of his clothing and pulls him up. And he looks over at Maria and says, "Revive him." And Maria sort of hesitantly looks over at Miriam, who steps forward, and you see a very familiar light, the same light that Yazriel was touched by, where she places a hand on the spellcaster, and he is quickly he regains consciousness, takes in a sharp breath, and looks around and sees the the face of this fairly intimidating looking blood hunter who is almost has like a snarling expression aimed towards him, and he like, where am I? And he, before he can really do anything, you watch as Father Ash brings an open palm up to his face and grips, places his hand over his face and just grips tightly. And he says, "Let me see your thoughts. Where's your orders? Headquarters? Where do you reside?" And for a brief moment, you see this dull flash of green energy pour out from his fingertips. And I need to do a quick roll for this poor necromancer.
Guys, he's so cool.
Who needs to make a wisdom saving throw. And is very much so going to fail with a 9. As Ash stares into the eyes of this man, he grows silent and then says, "How many of them are there?" He grows silent again. "How many do you number? How many have been inflicted with the curse?" Silence again. "Who do you serve?" After a minute of these various questions, he finally releases his grip and then drops the caster, who falls to the ground, panting and just drenched in sweat.
Well, that was a waste of time. He didn't bloody say anything.
I believe there'd be more to the picture, Astus.
Ash turns around and starts brushing his chin lightly, looking like he's thinking, and he begins pacing. "Search him. Search his pockets."
You search him.
One of the...
I was gonna say I'll run over there and do it.
Okay, Yazz, you run over. And you start rifling through the guy's pockets. Momentarily, he kind of like shudders as you approach, but then he relaxes, realizing that you're not actually going to hurt him. You just start going through his things, and you find the sack that he used to pour out the corpses and the collection of bones. And it's relatively well made. It's very nice. It's a very nice bag, actually. Just kind of hold it off to the side, and you keep looking, and eventually you find what looks like a relatively thick translucent in some parts of it. It's mostly a translucent, from what you would guess, a card. And a section of it, the section that's not transparent, you see just markings and lines going across the surface. You're not entirely sure what it is or what it's trying to depict.
Can I attempt to figure it out or no?
You can with an intelligence check.
Just general intelligence?
Yep.
17.
You look over the etchings and the lines and dashes across this across the surface, and you realize that this is an overhead view of the southern portion of the city, but like from an artist's hand.
Okay.
And it looks like a section of a map of the city.
Is this what you were looking for? Some sort of map?
Ash walks over and he takes it out of your hand and looks at it and says, "Yes, he mentioned this. Apparently, it's part of their initiation. They're given a piece of a map of the city. They're told to find the headquarters. This is one of those pieces."
How many other pieces are there?
From what I understand, there are 4 in total.
May I see that? I mean,
And this is the first one we have?
He flips it over and like holds it out.
I like to think I know the city fairly well. I'm going to take it and have a look at it, see if I can work out what section of the city it's representing.
It takes you a few moments, but after looking at it relatively closely, you decipher that it is the southern section of the city.
Okay. Well, this seems to be, what is this, Outer Haven and part of the Silver Promenade. Are there any other markings on it? Are there any X's, or is it just literally just part of a map?
You see a line cutting directly through the various markings that doesn't look like part of the cartography.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a very distinct, thick black line that's just cutting through it.
Well, it looks like we got ourselves some kind of treasure, aren't you? Did he tell you anything else? He didn't give you a location? This is all he's got?
Apparently, this is a relatively new initiate who was entrusted with part of his initiation being to recover the stone, that gem.
Well, he's bitten off more than he can chew.
Clearly. Now, he says that you need 3 other pieces to uncover the location.
Well, I'd have at least 3 of these White Wolf bastards in lockup back at the watch right now.
Do you imagine that you might have taken these cards into custody?
Well, as standard procedure, we'd be taking all their belongings and keeping them as evidence, yes.
And perhaps luck is finally on our side in this matter.
Well, perhaps there's a reason why no one's bloody told me nothing. I've been sending them back to the watch to be interrogated, and I'm not hearing a damn thing. Maybe I should try that thing, what you did. What I do, I just put my hands up to their face. Is that it? And then I'm going to have to give that one a try, I think.
He kind of looks at you for a brief moment and then returns to pacing, thinking about what he's learned. He says, apparently the way that these people are recruited, as they are met with someone specifically tasked with the order to recruit new people into their order. And, well, suffice to say, he does not know the identity of his leader. However,
But
from what I understand, this initiation process is rather long. It's rather tedious in most cases. And between the beginning of his initiation and now, he is suspected that someone new has taken over the order, at least within the past month.
And you think that might have something to do with the escalation in attacks?
I believe so.
Hmm.
Well, we are also led to believe that these attacks have been fairly consistent over the last 2 years.
They've been consistent, but they've been separated by long periods of inactivity.
Hmm.
The amount of attacks clustered in one day, far too many, when you consider their normal behavior.
Okay.
Well, we only have a few days to get this ironed out, don't we?
Did he say anything about their headquarters?
Apparently this one has never been. So,
Where did he meet and how did he meet his contact? That's what I want to know. Is there some way that we can perhaps bait one of these recruiters?
I'm also quite curious as to how he contracted the curse without going to a place where they have the privacy to do that.
The privacy, what is it? Is it sexually transmitted?
I mean, it's not far off.
Listen, my time on the watch, the number of hobos you'll see banging behind dumpsters. You don't need a private place to contract nothing, I'll tell you that.
All right, fair enough.
Disgusting.
lycanthropy is contracted by the bite of a creature cursed. Now this one was approached by a recruiter. I don't entirely know how we could lure one out, but that's not a bad idea if we can figure it out.
Well, I guess we got two avenues. We can try and piece together this map and track them down by heading back to the watch and rounding up the ones what we've already captured, or we can try to find a way to lure out this recruiter. Whichever we choose, we don't have a whole lot of time, do we? How many days have we got before the full moon?
Miriam thinks briefly for a moment. DM realizes he doesn't remember what he said. Picks a reasonable amount of time. 3 days.
Well, if we don't find him within 3 days, we're going to have a lot more corpses on our hands, I dare say. So how do we proceed? What do you lads and lasses think?
I want to identify this stone. Adol walks over to the desk with the stone on, and he has the scroll there, and he looks around to see if everybody's kind of ready for this.
Go ahead.
I'm going to start reading the scroll with my hand placed on the red gem.
Okay.
What does it say? Read it for us.
Arcane magics do arcane things.
It takes you a minute of reading the spell, and After doing so, you watch as the scroll flares up and burns away in your hand.
You're supposed to do that.
Yeah, that looked bad.
And
Did you fuck
It
it
looked
up?
badass.
this brief moment, you see Eldrul's eyes flare and light up with this white light. And suddenly you're filled with the knowledge, just in an instant, you're filled with the knowledge of the nature of this crystal. You know, just start
Mm.
this out.
Wow, that was badass.
For one, you know that it is a magic item imbued with, from what you understand, it seems to be imbued with just general arcane power. There's no real aspect to it. It's just magical energy. And it's a vast amount of magical energy. You learn that this object it was created. It wasn't a naturally occurring crystal. It was specifically created, and based on the arcane structure of the energy within, you would guess that the series of magics that would have to occur to tap into this power is ritual based in some way. You notice that the various links of Arcanum they're sort of arranged in such a way that you see that the easiest way to tap into these, into this power, is through the necromantic school of magic. And as you study this structure, you notice that it is surrounded by excuse me. It is surrounded by a number of circles. 7 circles.
Can I go back to the summoner's body and see if he still has those red shards that he had from before?
He ain't dead.
What?
He's
Or
not
there's
dead. You said his
Yeah,
body.
no, he's not dead. Well, you know what I mean.
But
Like
yeah,
where he is.
you walk back over to him and you see the alright, I thought one of you did take the shard.
Oh,
that
I
he
was
used.
passed out, so I don't remember.
We look around and
Um,
find nothing on him. In
I
fact,
think-
I
I
think
think
Eldril is
Eldril took
currently
the shard, yeah.
holding one of the shards. He has one of
Yeah.
them. You finish and your eyes return to normal with the newfound knowledge of this this arcane conduit of sorts.
I look at Eldril expectantly.
This gem houses enormous power. It was not naturally made. It has been created for a purpose. It is most easily tapped into through necromancy. However, it is quite possible that we might be able to tap into its power using other magics as well.
Do you think this is what led the summoner to use those shards? Do you think they're from the same sort of gem?
If you remember
I
correctly, they are. like the same type of gem, broken into a shard.
Yeah, I believe they are of the same creation. The smaller ones has less amounts of power within them, so that must be why they're after this particular piece, because it seems quite large in comparison to what they have.
So
They must need it.
It's what? It's some kind of weapon.
Weapon, or perhaps the fuel for a weapon.
Maybe like some sort of mass summoning tool.
You, necromancer, where were you supposed to meet your contact and when? I'll hit you again. You know I will.
I'm gonna pull up my rapier and put it right up to his temple.
Look.
Don't lie to him.
Look, I'll tell you everything you want to know, so long as you don't kill me. And
I'm no interest in killing you.
if you
I do. So
if you keep me safe and keep this and he sort of like grasps the chain of the periapt around his neck, says, keep this on me. Please.
Alright. I'll buy it. We can take you into protective custody with the watch. And we can keep these crazy elves from murdering you. I'm a man of the law after all. But I need you to tell me where and when are you going to be meeting your contact?
I was told that when my task was completed to meet on the northeastern side of the graveyard.
The northeastern side of the graveyard.
With gem in hand.
I've got an idea, lads. Take your clothes off, Summoner.
Oh.
I'll take them off.
do what he says.
No need to be shy.
He very slowly stands up, still realizing he's in a very tight situation right now, and he takes off the outer robe that he's wearing, which has the hood and sort of looks like generic spellcaster attire, very light, and he throws that on the ground. He's currently just has a regular tunic and trousers on and boots underneath that.
Keep
So
going.
I think
Keep
I see
going.
where you're going. Which one of us looks the most like this guy then?
He
I'm gonna assume it's not me.
starts taking off
he's
the
a
rest
human.
of it. Starts taking off his normal wear. He's a relatively pale-skinned human, Belgrandian,
Right, that's what I thought.
with sort of longer, about mid-neck length hair that parts down the center.
I'm gonna pick up his clothes. I'm gonna hang. There's a fire in the middle of this room, isn't there? There's a fire in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
All
An
right. Well,
arcane
I'm gonna pick up the robe and I'm gonna toss the rest of his clothes in the fire. And then I'm gonna pull the robe over my head and turn to the others. Well, what do you think? With the hood down, in a graveyard at night.
Yeah, probably. You could probably get away with it.
If we can keep the rest of you hidden,
I'm gonna assume that they don't really know their initiates super well, anyways.
that's what I'm counting on. But I'm thinking that if the gem's visible, even if they're not 100% sure who we are, they're not going to be able to resist the bait, are they? So if we proceed to this bloke's rendezvous point and the rest of you stay hidden, we'll be able to ambush the blighter, find someone higher up the chain what can lead us back to their stronghold.
Maria, illusion magic is not particularly rare. Would you be able to aid in our disguise at all? I've seen you use some quite advanced magic.
Maria thinks on it. I do know some illusory magics. However, it would take some time for me to prepare them.
That's time I don't think we have right now.
It would take no more than 8 hours.
No, we can't afford that. Here's what I think we should do. We should head to this bloke's rendezvous, and in the meantime, I'll Ash there. You proceed to the watch headquarters. You identify yourself to him, and you drop my name. You should be allowed through to speak to the other White Wolf prisoners we've taken. See if you can find the other bits of this map.
Do you think they're just gonna let him stroll in and start casting spells?
Oh, I mean, we've managed to get away with an awful lot
That is true.
just with my name. So if the commander's not hanging around, I'm sure you'll be able to get through to the prison. But either way, you're a creative man. I'm sure you'll be able to work it out.
From my knowledge with him, his creativity tends to be slaughtering everything.
Well, I think he's smart enough to know that that's not really going to work in this situation.
This is true. But
What do you
I
think,
won't
Ash?
lie and say I'm not nervous.
You're always nervous. What do you think, Ash?
I think this is the farthest I've come in my investigation, so I'm willing to do anything at this point.
Well, we've got quite a few of them that you'll be able to go through. And whatever it is you're doing to extract this information, clearly none of us can do that. So I think we're going to have to divide our forces here. The 4 of us. Where the bloody hell is Fang, by the way?
Still checking out the plumbing.
She's defected.
Well, when she manages to pinch off the turtle head, we'll proceed to the rendezvous point, and Ash can head back to the watch. Are we all in agreement there? Has anyone got a better idea?
My only concern is if Ash is detained or anything like that, we lose a very strong playing piece.
Well, we do have somewhat of a fallback there. Most of the watch has been informed that Ash is a very important person and to not detain him. So as long as they actually listened, everything should be okay. I don't know how far that's going to get him.
Well, the commander knows about my investigation. If he doesn't let Ash through on my recommendation, he's a bloody fool.
Yeah, it's true.
Hold on, you told the watch to look for me?
No, we didn't do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the watch has been told to assist you in any way that we can, Mr. Ash.
Roll a deception check.
Both of us or just him?
And just ask this.
Are you trying to get him detained?
No.
Hang on.
Oh,
Hang on.
no.
Is this all a ploy to detain Ash?
Hang on. That's that's Twitch chat. Hang on. Where's my deception? Where is it?
It should be pretty good.
Yeah, it's alright. It's +2.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And hang on.
Does anyone have any inspiration?
No, I don't have any inspiration.
Because you can share your inspiration.
I don't think, can they?
Yeah, usually you can share your inspiration.
Can they?
I mean, it is up to DM's discretion.
No.
Alright, there you go. Okay. Well, there it is.
Well, lucky
6.
for you, you rolled a natural 1.
Oh, shit.
So he just sort of like nods and says, "All right."
No way.
Mm.
All right. Well, we're all in agreement then. What are we all waiting for other than Fang?
Is anybody going with Ash?
Do you want to go with Ash?
I don't think it would be.
Ash isn't going on his way to get into a fight. He's going on his way to do something that only he's able to do, and I feel like we'd all just get in his way. We, on the other hand, are going to get our hands very dirty.
I've seen Ash in combat. He's also equally as powerful as the four of us combined. So,
speak for yourself, you dumb bastard.
I mean, I am speaking for myself. I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah, 4 of you, maybe.
See, I was trying to be nice. Whatever, man. I'll go back to being an asshole.
All right, you go back to being a drunk prick.
Maybe I will.
Miriam, can one of you please locate our comrade so we can get bloody moving?
Do you mean Fang? Of course. She nods over to one of the associates that she'd brought in with her.
And one more thing, where's your armory?
The armory. I can take you there.
That would be great. I'm assuming that now we're all chummy, all on the same sides. We'll be able to, have a poke around, take our pick.
Would any of you be interested to peruse the armory as well?
I would love to.
She leads you out of the room.
I'm gonna stay with Ash.
She leads you out of the room. Only Maria, Ash, Eldril, and the currently half-naked necromancer in the study.
What do you mean half naked? I asked him to take everything off.
It's like
Throw in the
he's full
fire.
naked.
Just his undergarment, just like underwear on, and that's it. Just a plain white,
I don't think
slightly
Ash is okay with that.
yellowed piece of cloth now.
I don't think Ash
When they
is okay
when they
with that.
leave, I just say, "Can we please cover that thing up?"
She sort of just pushes him back, pushes him into the corner, and then you watch as she brushes her hand through the air, and you see a veil of magical darkness just wash over him. And she says, "Until someone comes in here and fetches him a blanket." The rest of you are led through hallways, and you turn a couple corners and head down this long passageway that eventually leads to a doorway on the right. And you walk through and you find yourself in a dimly lit room that has a number of racks and pedestals and coffers that are not bigger than that, chests, I guess, that are stacked with different kinds of weaponry, different suits of armor, various protective gear that's sort of any sort of loose bits of protection are sort of thrown into the chests. Any sort of weapons that don't have matching sheaths or a little bit worn are also thrown into the chests. Sort of a visible pile up of essentially work that needs to be done, like weapons that need to be resharpened, weapons that need to be given proper sheaths, and so on.
So I'm instantly gonna look for a possible armor upgrade and anything related to crossbows or crossbow bolts.
What are you currently wearing?
I'm wearing studded leather.
Okay. And what's your dex score?
+4.
+4? Okay. You take a look around, and you see relatively heavy suits. That would be way too heavy for you to put on. And eventually, like, you're sort of looking around, and eventually you come to realize, yeah, there's any sort of studded leather armor that you're going to find in here is not going to be much better than what you're wearing, other than a stylistic change, like an aesthetic change.
Well, Astis, I can't really find anything to wear. This some of this stuff looks like it's up your alley, though.
Oh, let me have a look. What we got here?
You start looking through
And you find the best pair of leather armor that ever existed.
Leather
go ahead
chest.
and for Astis, go ahead and make a perception check.
All right.
And tell me what you're currently wearing.
I'm currently wearing chainmail.
Okay.
Uh, 17.
Okay. You look around, and you look up the pedestals of armor that's set up currently, both for display and for convenience. And eventually a suit of armor catches your eye, a type of armor you've never seen before. It's not, very clearly not typically used locally. You find a suit of armor that looks like it has sort of arranged plates of metal that are riveted into the leather underneath. Some of them are sort of stacked on top of each other and sort of give like a cascading effect to the metal. It certainly looks more protective than chainmail, specifically since these are solid sheets of metal versus rings.
Do I feel like I'm going to be able to move just as easily in it?
Chainmail is... You feel like you'll be about as restricted as you would be in chainmail. So it looks a little bit heavier.
All right.
But not by much.
All right. I'm gonna slip off my chainmail and pick this thing up and try it on.
Okay, taking off your chainmail takes 5 minutes. And putting on this armor takes 10 minutes, unless someone helps you.
All right, I might wait for a second then.
Unless someone helps you, in which case it's half that time.
All right.
Oh, you want help there, boy?
I think this one might be a go. Yeah, all right. Let's try to be quick about this.
I imagine Astis is like incredibly awkward throughout this whole process.
Yeah, we're a bit tighter there. No. Try the other one. Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah. No. My arm doesn't go. No, my arm goes through that. Yeah. Okay. All right. There we go.
Oh, that's the neck hole. I see.
Yeah,
All right.
that was the neck one.
Okay.
7.5 minutes later. That's I'm sort of rolling my shoulders around. It's not too bad. It's certainly missing something though. I don't suppose we got any any paints or ink or anything, so I can make this.
I got some drow blood.
You got some drow blood. I wipe some of the blood off your face with a finger and draw a watch insignia on the chest of the armor. What do you think?
Cool. That's metal. That's metal. I mean, yes, the armor
AC of
is.
this thing. What is this, and what's the AC of it, by the way?
You are wearing splint mail,
Mm.
which brings your base AC up to 17
Okay.
versus chainmail's
16.
base of 16. And with a shield,
Nice.
With a
It's
shield,
19.
your AC is 19.
Oh yes, that feels good. All right.
Now, as you're doing this, you sort of look past Eldruil's shoulder, and you see something on the wall that catches your eye, and it's something that's very, like... There's like a moment, there's a very brief moment of euphoria when you see it, and it's just
I'm not
this
down there.
massive wall of wood and iron in the form of a shield. And you look up and you see similar to what the Templar use, it's a veritable tower shield on the wall.
What is this?
And
Sort
you
of
see
reach towards it with my eyes sparkling.
You pick it up, and it's heavy. It's pretty heavy. But you can tell just by looking at it that the craftsmanship is very unique, very well made, and it is just this massive wall, this hunk of iron, with a number of straps and a large bar on the back of it for you to hold.
Oh my.
Man, you're gonna be a walking siege tower by the end of this.
I like this one. I sort of look over my little round buckler cease and back at the tower shield. I'm like, pick it up and am I still going to be able to run in this?
Now, so you sort of like have to take a moment to try it.
Mm-hmm.
And realizing what it is, you do realize that. What is your strength score, by the way?
My strength is
Score.
17.
Okay. So you can pick it up and you can wield it.
Mm-hmm.
However, while wielding it, you do realize that your movement is going to be somewhat buffered by this. It is a heavy piece of iron that is not going to be easy to run with.
Okay.
Your movement speed your walking speed while wielding this is going to be reduced by, let's see, you have 17 strength. I'd say it's going to be reduced by 5 feet.
Okay. All right. And
Wasn't you just weren't you already faster than us, or no?
No, I'm 30.
30,
and
yeah.
does it
He
have
can just run longer because he has a high constitution.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
That's it. Okay.
Do I have? Does it have a better armor class? Is there any?
Oh, for sure. This thing is going to offer much more protection.
Right.
You look it over. It will give you a +3 versus the
Okay.
+2.
Oh damn.
You're gonna be a straight up tank now.
It weighs 15 pounds.
Okay. That's not too much.
It's not so much the weight; it's more of like the unwieldiness of it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
massive and kind of
Yeah.
just awkward. Your movement speed is reduced by 5 feet, and while you are wielding it,
Mm-hmm.
you can use your action to use it as 3/4 cover until the start of your next turn.
Holy.
Oh dang.
And what 3/4 cover does is Since it's not full cover. Full cover would make you unable to be hit. But 3/4 cover gives you a +5 bonus to AC and dexterity saving throws against attacks and effects that originate on the opposite side of the cover.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
So for your turn, you can just give up your action and just +5.
Shit. Okay. Okay. All right. And I assume I can use it to do bludgeoning damage.
You will not.
I can't.
It's far too like big and
All right.
sort of awkward to be able to do it with that. This is this is like a massive defensive upgrade than an offensive one.
I think I've just found Cease 2.0. I'm gonna take this with me.
I would say so.
I'm taking this.
Yazz, you can make a perception check since you were also looking for other things.
My armor class is 20.
I'm gonna look for like bow related stuff. I'm also, because I'm feeling bad about the bar, I'm gonna look for like a dagger or like a sword for Fang.
Okay, go ahead. Those dice can't come in quick enough.
I know, right?
Thanks, buddy.
So
I tried.
So you're not entirely familiar with swords, like what type of swords Fang would use, but you are familiar with what you would like. And you're looking about for sort of like crossbow things, and you find something that catches your eye.
I'm also open to maybe like a bow, a regular bow as well.
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. You got to decide.
If I had the choice, I would take crossbow.
Okay. You do find something that is helpful. You find... let's see here. You find a very large... it's a heavy crossbow. It's a big two-handed crossbow. But you see outfitted on the top of it, it looks like a compartment.
It's a repeater?
Sticking out of the compartment, you see numerous bolts that are lined up.
I was going to say, because don't heavy crossbows take longer to reload?
But all crossbows have the loading quality.
Oh, okay. So it's not
which means that when you get extra attack, you can still only use one attack to fire with it. Like,
what if it's repeating?
Now with repeating, because this is very clearly a repeating crossbow, it depends. It has a number of abilities or like special effects. You look it over. It is heavy, which means it requires 2 hands. You try picking it up, and this thing, is you would guess it's easily 20 pounds.
Nice.
It's just this massive gun. It even has like, you see on the underside of it, it looks like it has like a little swing out mount where you can like kneel down and place it on the ground.
Oh, cool.
It would do a D10 plus Dex piercing.
Ooh. It's a small improvement, yeah.
Its range is 100 feet. Its long range is 400. It's heavy.
400?
Yes, its long range is 400
Whoa.
feet, which means that you can fire up to 400 feet with disadvantage.
At disadvantage, yeah. That's still crazy.
It has the reload feature of 20 shots. So it can fire 20 shots before you have to manually reload it. Which means it does not have the loading quality. So it just fires on it. You can fire it multiple times if you have extra attack.
Right. So when
you don't have to take crossbow expert to ignore loading. But after 20 shots, you have to take your I believe you have to take your turn to reload.
Yeah.
Let me see here. DMs. Well, the way that I do reloading is probably different than the way that
Well, we've been doing it as like a bonus action, pretty much.
Well, reloading. Well, this is different. Reloading, in particular, the way that I do it is usually it's either you use your action to reload, or if you have extra attack, you use one of your attacks to reload. Okay. I guess this makes more sense. You use an action or bonus action to reload.
Okay.
And it also has the burst fire property.
What? I
burst-
am intrigued.
The weapon that has the burst fire property can make a normal single target attack or can spray a 10-foot cube area within normal range with shots. Each creature in the area must succeed a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or take the weapon's normal damage. This action uses 10 pieces of ammunition.
All right, that's really cool.
So you just spray a 10-foot cube.
So it doesn't. You can't like spray a single target.
No.
Okay.
So you're spraying an area to cover a number of people.
Okay, sweet. That's really cool. I'll definitely take that. Is there any bolts around as well?
Well, you currently have, I think you have like 20 on you, right?
I have 20 on me, yeah.
And the crossbow you have is fully loaded with 20.
You should have at least 20. I got you 20 steel ones.
Yeah, and those are the 20 I have on
That's
me right
all
now.
you got? Alright.
Oh no, I'm good. I had 30. My bad.
And then you have then there's the 20 inside of that crossbow. That's already preloaded.
That's a lot of bolts.
It's not bad. I don't really feel comfortable doing too many rapid fires with only 50 bolts, but it's definitely a start. I like it. All right. Well, I tried looking for a new weapon for Fang, but honestly, I don't know too much about swords, so...
Well, that sounds like Fang's problem. She seems pretty enamored with her talking criminal dagger anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Eldril, do you sort of like wander in after a certain amount of time, or are you still like tied up with talking to the others? I think Discord's fucking with you again.
Rip.
Yep. Why you got fucking bitch, Brett?
Hello?
Here you go.
Cool. Yeah, maybe after a little bit, Fang or someone says maybe we should check what's going on down there, so we come down.
Okay. As they're getting outfitted, they're looking. You walk in and you see that Astus has already donned a new set of armor, and currently has this
Looking
massive wall of iron on his left arm. Yazz is picking up, and very momentarily, he's almost like lurches forward, trying to hold on to this thing, but he picks up this really nice, large, heavy crossbow off of a mount.
So, do you trust these guys yet, Estes?
I don't need to trust them.
Eldred just kind of smiles, and he has a look around the room himself.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull the necromancer's cloak over my armor.
I like the idea of you having like a cloak on, but having this gigantic like 6-foot shield on your arm. You're like, oh no, I'm totally a normal guy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, like I say, we've got the chimps, so they're not gonna be able to resist. Oh, speaking of which, Eldred, do you have the gem?
I do, yes.
You better give it to me.
Okay. I'm gonna
Oh,
keep the
what?
small one.
You don't trust me?
I'm hanging on to the small one.
Fine.
He's hanging on to
Speaking of
this
which-
little shard.
Did Fang ever come back yet?
No, you're sort of like
You didn't see her, Eldril?
No, I haven't. Miriam, have you guys found her yet?
Miriam. No, no one has come to me. I believe I sent word to go fetch her a while ago. A few moments later, you hear someone rushing down the hallway. And this Blade member is the associate that she sent earlier, sort of goes up to Miriam and whispers something to her. And you see her eyes widen a little bit, and she looks over at the rest of you, and she says, "She's gone."
Gone.
Can't say I'm surprised. Kind of saw that coming.
Hey.
Well,
What do you? And she turns back. And she says, "What do you mean she's gone?" She says, I don't know. That's why it took me some time. We looked around. We asked. No one saw her. No one knows where she is. She could be anywhere in here. She could have left. Now, look, find her. And
She
she's sort of
probably
like-
is. She probably is just gone, Miriam.
Places her index finger and thumb on the bridge of her nose and squeezes a little bit.
well, we don't have time for this. Fang
No,
can
we
catch
don't.
up.
We don't.
Miriam, if you could take us back up to the surface.
Oh
so we
wait,
can-
well, Eldril
Here,
was gonna get some armor, wasn't he?
I'm gonna have a look around.
There's some
Now warlocks.
there's some leather stuffs over there in that corner.
Warlocks proficient with
Light armor.
light armor and simple weapons. Okay.
I have my quarter staff. I have my badass staff, so I'm not too concerned about the weapon.
Well, you do find studded leather easily enough,
That's a
which gives you a base AC of 12 plus your dex.
bit. My mage armor is still better, but
Mage armor is going to be better than any physical armor. The reason you would have physical armor is just so you have something if you're caught off guard and you can't cast mage armor. That's it. Otherwise,
True.
if you prepare, mage armor lasts for 8 hours, right? So,
yeah.
if I remember
Yeah.
right.
Although it's probably very illegal, so I can't just walk around with it going all the
Mage armor in particular is actually not illegal. It's abjuration, and it's primarily defensive. It's not used to directly harm someone. It's a defensive spell, so it's not seen as a problem, and it's a relatively low level spell, so it's understood. Like, people understand what it is, or people who have studied it and are aware of magic understand what it is. People who are like commoners who don't know about magic are still going to be mystified by glowing golden armor, translucent golden armor, but it's not a problem at all. The thing that was a problem was the giant snake transforming.
Yeah, that
Stab.
might be a bit of an issue.
That was the thing that you might want to be a little careful about.
But who's gonna mess with that? That's the thing. If I saw that, I would just be like, "Oh, okay, all right, well, it's fine, I guess."
All right, I'm gonna leave
That's
now.
pretty illegal, but I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to get eaten.
I go over to the studded leather and I just turn to Maria and Miriam. I was like, "Is there any way we can make this look less practical?"
Do you mean make it look more aesthetically pleasing?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure
I'm-
we have time for this right now, Eldril.
We always have time for this.
I'm sure we can outfit it with a cloak.
Perfect.
Might wrap around the shoulders. Sure. And she sort of like turns to the associate who's still sort of wondering what to do, and she says, Well, I figure out what to do. Go and fetch Eldril a cloak, would you? One that matches the armor. And he sort of like hurries away.
Yeah, I trust her judgment.
All right. To the surface then.
Please.
So I don't know why. I don't really know what happened, but I'm feeling like I got pretty roughed up during my drunken haze. No idea what happened, but does anybody maybe have a health potion or is willing to break for an hour?
What do I have? I have a single healing potion, but maybe we should just rest, considering we don't even know where Fang is.
Well, it's going to take us some time to get to the cemetery.
If it's just a short rest, I mean.
Meta question: would Yazriel be able to rest while I'm carrying him? Can he have a sleep?
That's actually pretty smart.
Well, I mean, like, I don't have any of my health die left either.
You don't have
so
any.
It's like,
oh, right. And I have 2, so I could spend them.
Carry both of you.
I mean, I've got 22 hit points
I'm a
left, so I'm
strong
not
boy.
like.
Well, if you carry him, he's not going to get anything out of it because he already has no hit die.
Yeah, I need to have a long rest to get my hit die back.
Half of them, yeah.
All right, fine.
Well, I don't think we have time to take a long rest.
Yeah,
You
I've
have
got
3 days. And our
Yeah,
long
but
rest is 8 hours.
we've got to get to the What's the time now?
If I remember correctly, it's early afternoon.
because when we were fighting at the pub, it was 8 p.m.
Oh, that's right.
at Justina's.
So it would be
It's probably going to be
pretty
like
close
midnight.
to like 10, 11 p.m. at this point.
Okay.
Mm.
Because I'd rather.
Thank you for reminding me about that time frame. I did say 8 p.m. and I did. It was a
I
big
would.
plot.
I'd rather that it was dark while we were in the cemetery because it would make the.
Well, it's always dark.
Shit, you're right. Well, it doesn't fucking matter then, now, does it?
No.
All right, fine. If you little girls need to take a rest, then fine, we'll take a bloody rest.
And you know, it's unlikely, but it's possible that maybe Fang will come back.
Fine.
Well,
So are we taking a full 8-hour sleep, or?
you're
What
free
did you
to
need?
you're free to the beds here. If you need the rest, and in the meantime, we certainly can wait for Fang to potentially show up.
If she's not back by the end of a long rest, we leave her.
I would have to agree, yeah.
I thought we were friends, but apparently.
Well, I'm not gonna rest at all
That's
because
funny.
I don't entirely trust falling asleep in this place. Not entirely.
All right, well, if you're gonna
So,
stand
I'm gonna-
guard.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
You
Well,
do not have to fall asleep to gain the benefits of a long rest.
Okay.
It's just typically you do fall asleep because whenever you take a long rest, it's usually like at night when you need it, and you kind of do need the rest.
Maybe
but
I was
you're
wrong,
not-
but
But you're
I
not.
thought you couldn't stand guard for more than 3 hours on a long rest.
Well, you're in a room and you're basically just looking at a doorway. So I'm not
Okay.
gonna.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm
I'm
not
just
gonna
gonna
say
sit
it's not
down
like
and stare
being
at
at
the
a
door.
camp and trying to account for all your surroundings and walking around to different perimeters. But like, so I'll be a
that's
little bit fair about it. So you can stay up and watch the door and make sure you're relatively safe. But know that after some time during the next day, you are going to need to sleep
Yeah.
because you are human, and eventually you're going to get a level of exhaustion, basically,
All right, that's fine.
which can hurt a little bit. But for now, you do it. You get some rest. All of you, you regain half of your total hit die, rounded up. You regain all of your hit points. And any resources that you spent are also returned to you. So it's basically a clean reset, except for your hit die, which you only regain 2 of.
Well, I haven't used any hit die anyway. I think I've only got 2 anyway.
You should have 3. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're level 3.
I should have 3. All right. Okay.
Yeah. You always.
Should we all have
you should-
3?
You should have as many as your level.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I have 2 marked down as well. Okay.
You have as many hit die as your level in total.
Did not know that. Thank you.
Every level you gain another one.
Sorry.
You finish your rest. You watch as Eldril, after about 4 hours of meditating, Eldril and Yazrael, actually, both of them, they're both like sort of aware and awake after about 4 hours of resting.
See, I don't know if Yazrael would do that this day because he's been beaten up and also extremely
can-
hungover.
You can choose to not go into trance. You can choose to just regular sleep.
I think it makes more sense for him to sleep.
Okay,
this night.
so Yazrael just conks out and falls asleep regularly. Eldril is currently meditating, and after 4 hours, he's out of his trance and he's aware, but still resting.
I'm gonna go chitty chat with some of the people. I don't know, rather than just sitting in a room.
Okay.
Yeah,
You are given a dark blue cloak that sort of goes with the tanned leathers, the studded leather armor that you found
Awesome.
during this time, and it sweeps down. It
Snazzy.
sweeps. It's clasped onto the shoulders, and it sweeps down to your ankles. So it's sort of like a cape.
Pretty.
That can. It's like a cape that can be pulled over your shoulders, so it covers like your arms, the side. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, definitely going for that look.
And you finish your rest, finish recuperating. Yazrael wakes up, and you find yourselves rejuvenated. Eldril has been talking with people over the course of this time, and during that time, you have not received word of Fang's return.
All right. Well, I've been keeping track of the time, so I'm gonna give Yazrael a kick.
Ugh.
It's time to go.
Oh.
Come on,
All
let's
right.
go find Eldril.
God, my head hurts. What did I do yesterday?
You, well, I think it was rather a normal Tuesday night for you yesterday, wasn't it?
I suppose, yeah. I don't remember anything, man.
That's not important. Look, we got to find Eldril, and we got work to do.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna go look for Eldril.
You find him resting and relaxing in the common area with a number of other blades.
Eldril, you prepared?
Ah, yes, I'm all ready to go. I was wondering when you would be ready.
Yeah, that's my bad.
We haven't heard anything of Fang, so it looks like we'll be going just us 3.
I don't think that really surprises any of us, does it?
I'm sure Fang will show up. She has a habit of doing that.
I wouldn't even be incredibly shocked if she was shadowing us.
So Eldril, you did learn while you were talking to them that in the meantime of you guys resting, Father Ash left and went to go make contact with the Watch, like he was told.
Good.
And it's been about 6 hours since he left. And he hasn't come back.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm very worried.
Well,
Mr. Ash is not our problem, all right?
yeah, but he is probably the most important person to our cause right now.
Have some bloody faith in yourself, lad.
I can't read people's minds, can you?
I watched him do it. I'm sure I could work it out.
All right, try it on me.
While you
I don't
guys
think
do
I wanna
that,
know what you're
if you
thinking.
wait here, I'm gonna go and tell Maria and Miriam that we're ready to leave, and I'll be back in a moment.
Please.
They send you on your way with a another blade, and they lead you through the network of passages.
Just before we leave, like when I go to find Maria and Miriam, I'm just gonna say to them, I'm really worried about Father Ash. If I know that you guys don't want to be involved with the watch at all, but if there's any way that you can check up on him or help him while we're gone, that would be great.
I'm sure we'll find a way. Yes, we'll go look for him.
I was also wondering, after all that's happened so far, is there any way that you'd be trusting of me to have a way to contact you when I need to contact you? Just me. I don't need to let the others know.
Well, it's as part of what we discussed before, you are under surveillance. So, really, the matter is solved by simply just saying you require our presence.
I see. Then that will be all then.
All right. I wish you luck. We're going to be sending out a number of blades to sweep the city. Hopefully return some more information. Maybe we'll even get lucky and find where they're camped out. I doubt it, but it never hurts to try.
We can only hope.
If you run into trouble, know that we're keeping a watchful eye, and we will have reinforcements if you need it.
Much appreciated. Thank you. We should best be on our way.
Alright, and you are sent off with another blade and taken through the tunnels and back out into the sewers, where you appear somewhere west of the cinders.
Okay. Well, that's pretty close to the cemetery then, isn't it?
Mm, seems like it.
You're somewhere south of it.
Okay. Well, the necromancer was saying that his contact was going to meet him at the north of the cemetery, so I think you should proceed straight there.
Okay.
I should be able to get us there pretty quickly.
And you do.
Okay, as we approach the cemetery, I'm going to basically make it clear to Eldril and Yazriel that they absolutely need to stay out of sight.
I just don't really have much to help me stay out of sight. But
We'll cover behind a bloody tombstone or something.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Stay close enough that you can see me, but far enough that none of the blighters are going to see you.
Very well.
I'll do my best.
I'm sure you will.
I mean, I'm not good at stealth. You guys know this.
I'm going to sort of loiter around the north corner of the cemetery, and I'm going to keep the gem in my sleeve, but not so much that there isn't an occasional glint of it that can be quite easily seen if you know what you're looking for. And I'm just going to sort of pace around slowly.
Okay. You begin doing so, and while you're doing this, actually, Yazriel and Eldruil need to make stealth checks.
Oh God! All right, if I have to.
17.
I also rolled a 17,
You add your stealth,
which is
your dex.
21.
Oh, no. All right. So they, you guys, line up behind some tombstones against, like, with the wall of the northern wall of the city behind you. You keep an eye on Astus as he sort of loiters about from side to side of this area of the cemetery, and you wait for a good long while. You wait for roughly 20 minutes before you start seeing movement within the cemetery. After some time, you see one man approach Astus. He's also relatively cloaked.
And he's alone. There's no one else that
You-
I've been able to see into the cemetery.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Where is it? 18.
You take a good look around and you do not see anyone else.
All right. Okay. So he's approaching me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stand there in silence and wait for him to approach.
He walks up to you. Says, a very hushed voice says, "You're gonna have to remind me, son. There are a lot of recruits. Which one are you?"
Well, I'm the one that you sent after the stone, wasn't I?
Are you saying that you succeeded?
I'm saying that I have what you requested if you have the information that I've been seeking.
He sort of nervously looks to his left and right. Says, "All right, let me see."
I pull my sleeve back and show him the stone. Do you have the
Right.
rest of the map for me?
I do. And he sort of quickly grabs, rushes through his belt pouch, pulls out what looks like a set of thick cards.
Okay.
And he holds them up, like up to his like shoulder height, and then he holds out his other hand, palm up, expectantly.
I'm going to very slowly pull back my hood. Now, tell me something, Poppet. I don't suppose you recognize me, do you?
And that's when you see like the expression change from like a sly grin to a very visible, like it's a very visible expression of, oh shit, as he realizes he doesn't recognize you in the slightest.
All right. I'm gonna headbutt him.
Yeah, okay. All right. Go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage because you have him by surprise.
Is it just gonna be like the most like football headbutt ever? Like just a straight up soccer headbutt?
Yeah, pretty much. So that is 17 plus 5. It's 22 to hit.
Yeah, you hit him.
All right. What's does this armor have any kind of helmet? Like what am I doing here with this headbutt?
So it has a helmet, but you're doing an unarmed attack, so it's 1 plus your strength modifier.
Okay. All right. So it does 4 damage.
Okay, where's my monster manual? There you are.
And as I do it, and as he recoils or whatever he's doing, I'm gonna try to snatch the maps out of his hand.
Okay. Make a dexterity check.
Oh.
You're kind of trying to be really quick about it.
All right. Okay. Well, that's a 5. Shit.
All right. He recoils back, and you make a grab for the cards, but he pulls his hand away as he takes a couple steps back, reeling from the damage. And he sort of looks at you, and sort of like this instinct takes over him, knowing that there's no way that you could possibly be alone. And he
Is this where Yazz and I start running?
This is where I
try and get around
raise
the
my
back of him.
arm to gesture for you to flank him.
Yeah, we're gonna dash for that.
And as you run forward, ready to get into position, you watch as you're doing this. There's a moment where his form sort of surges, and he lurches forward, and you hear him grunting in pain, as the skin on his the exposed skin that you can see begins darkening, and then
I want to throw the amulet at him.
bits of fur.
So I have an amulet on me.
He's like, stop talking, Sky.
Myself.
Stop talking, Sky. He's like, I want to do this.
I need to try.
Making a range attack roll without proficiency.
I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I could have like.
Fuck, rolled that one.
Oh no!
You throw it, and you watch as the
works.
pendant, the periapt, flies through the air, and you lose track of it.
Fuck, I don't have one anymore.
And you have no idea. You have no idea where it went. In fact, I think the only one who has one right now is Yazz.
I gave one.
No,
I gave
I'm
one
pretty
to
sure-
them.
Pretty sure mine is the one that ended up in that guy's mouth.
Yeah,
You're
I've
right.
got one.
So none of you have one.
Don't I have one?
No, I believe you didn't. I believe. No, you know what? Astis put his around the necromancer, and Yazz never got one. because he was drunk.
That's right. Oh, shit.
And
you're right. So none of us are gone.
Eldril, you know that Fang had the other one, and she just didn't give it to him. She just kept it. And for this moment that you realize that none of you have protection from disease,
Nice.
you realize, oh
Nice.
man, I think Fang may have done that on purpose. Because she had the moment to give it to him, and she didn't.
I'm gonna draw my silver dagger and I'm gonna be like, yes, I gave you those silver arrows for a reason. I don't care if you have to stab the arrows into him. You have to use them.
I have
I'm
a
gonna draw my Kopesh.
I have a sort
I was
of
expecting this.
I have sort of like a meta question, but I feel like my character would know this.
Sure.
Are werewolves at all more vulnerable to radiant damage?
Silver.
They're silver.
Only silver, so radiant's not going to make a difference.
Silver,
Silver boys.
I don't suppose my Kopesh is made of silver.
they actually have resistance to most damage, like damaging types of weapons. Like they have resistance to most weaponry except silvered ones.
What the fuck?
This is meta as well, but whatever. When we were looking through the gifts that the blades were giving me and Fang, there was stuff for Astus and Yazz, and I grabbed something for Yazz, and I'm pretty sure Fang grabbed something for Astus, but obviously didn't give it to him.
Nope.
Fucking hell.
What the fuck?
You know that this wasn't. To be honest, this wasn't meant to. I wasn't expecting this to happen.
All right. So as this werewolf is transforming,
And I'm supposed to be the asshole of the group.
Maria,
Raisins.
Miriam,
very,
please help.
very unintentional.
raising my beautiful new tower shields and yelling at these two bastards to get behind me.
Yeah,
Now-
we can't get it. We can't let him bite us.
Is there any way that I could, on the fly, fashion these silver arrows into silver bolts?
Probably not.
Just like shove them.
Yeah, just shank him with them.
Just like shove them in the thing.
Can we use some interesting synergy, and I can use my gust spell to propel the arrow?
Dude, I was actually thinking about that. Like, I throw a bunch of the arrows in the air and you blast them.
Are we allowed to do
What?
shit like that?
Of course.
You can always try.
That's what he says to everything.
You
He
can
says that about everything.
certainly try.
Oh dear.
Something I want to tell you guys before going into this is this actually could have been a lot worse if either Eldril or Yazz failed their stealth check. Like
Yeah.
there wouldn't have just been one dude.
Oh.
So
Well,
Okay, so we're
Congrats.
not in the worst situation.
still
but
good luck.
oh no.
Good luck, guys.
So you guys
Threw
are
away
this is
the
very
protection.
basic. Obviously there's obstacles around the thing, but you can sort of skirt around them. It's like smaller tombstones, so it's not like anything that's very detrimental to your movement. So this is basically like a flat field. I know it's kind of boring, but it's a flat field. There's not really much I can do in terms of like drawing things. So.
Can you draw like a rock? Like one rock for me?
Really wish we had our full party for this fight, guys.
There we
you
go.
go.
Thanks. Thank
There's
you.
one rock.
It's beautiful.
There you go. All right. In fact, you know
Good
what?
luck, guys.
I'll put it.
Thanks, friend.
Try my
I'll
best.
put it back here. This is what they were hiding behind.
Okay, you see,
It's like it works out. It's all lore.
yeah.
All right. Okay, you guys put in your initiative. That's cool. And Eldril's first.
all right. We
I'm
need
gonna
him
go
to
pee.
We need him to not hit us. So, I'm going to wait. How far do you reckon this werewolf can run? Pretty far, I'm guessing.
Probably
it
a
looks
lot farther
pretty,
than
It
us.
looks pretty. It looks pretty. Pretty dexterous. Pretty fast.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to go. I can only do 30, can't I? I will move to there.
Okay.
Was it here? I think that was right. Oh no, I can move one more. Move here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to throw my staff on the ground and say, I don't know, the word will be Salazar, and he will spawn like here-ish or whatever. He's gonna be our wall, Yazz.
Where? You gotta hold down a little longer.
I'm down. That seems
He's gonna be our wall.
Which is
seems
really
pretty important.
it's a huge
I mean, that-
creature.
That basically means we have a full party, right?
Oh, yeah. Alright.
So it's an-
Do you have his... You have his stats still, right?
I can get them up. It's 60 health.
Yeah.
Now, can it turn into
I'll
a
get them
werewolf or a weresnake?
You can roll its initiative if you'd like.
I only rolled an 8, so 10.
Was it 10?
Yeah, initiative's 2, right?
Yeah, it's dex bonus.
Yeah, so plus 2. So 10.
Alright,
Watch this.
controlled
And
by-
it costs me a full action to summon him, right? Doesn't it?
Yeah, that's your action to cast to
Cool.
turn it into a giant snake.
Mentally, I'm gonna get him to. Mentally, gonna command him to attempt to constrict the werewolf,
Okay.
and that'll be my turn.
All right. Yazz.
Well, I'm pretty keen to try out my new crossbow here. So I'm actually I'm gonna move behind cover. Is this like a knee-high rock? Or is it like a huge
It's big.
rock?
It's small enough that you can stand up and have view over it.
Okay, cool. And I will
Damn it, Creed! You made cover.
I will. I'll do a fire, crimson right, I suppose.
Okay.
And
Bet you're glad I told him to draw that rock.
I am actually really glad. Thank you.
I gotta do something while I'm here.
And
not here.
yeah, I'll take a shot at it. See how this goes.
Okay.
Bad? Oh no. All right.
D20 plus dex plus proficiency. Plus, you have archery fighting style, right?
Yeah. That's
Plus
a 12.
2?
Yeah,
So,
it's 12.
Oh, what's your total bonus?
Plus 8.
Oh, yeah. It was 12. 12 actually hits.
Oh, nice. All
It
right.
doesn't, when he transforms,
Oh, max damage on both of the. Oh no, never mind. I
any
was
sort
wrong.
of clothing
Close.
he was wearing sort of stretches and rips and tears, so he doesn't really have any armor on. Okay, so you
All right.
deal how
That
much?
is 10
And piercing
plus. No, that's like 8 piercing or something. Actually, no, I'll figure it out. It's it is 10 piercing. Yeah, you're right.
10 piercing, 4 fire.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you fire the bolt, and it finds its mark, and you watch as the fire burns the skin of the werewolf, but he quickly grabs the bolt and rips it out of his shoulder.
Well, I think it worked. I think it at least hurt him a little bit.
Okay.
Kind of.
His turn, and he's gonna yeah, he's gonna go over and try to hit Astus. with... First off, you watch as it rushes in to make a bite attack. Rolls a natural 2. And then it swings across with one of its claws. And that is a 21.
Oh shit, that hits me.
Alright. So that is... that's 6 slashing damage
Okay. Alright.
from the claw.
I sort of stumble back a step and then plant my shield down, pull out my kopesh, and I'm gonna take a goading attack. Spend 1 superiority dice, so it means that he'll have disadvantage on attacks against any other targets.
Just make a saving throw, right?
Yeah. Let me roll my. The saving throw is going to be wisdom, but let me roll my attack first. So that is an 18.
That hits.
Great. It's gonna do. Hang on. 2d4 plus 3, and then superiority is a d8. So it's gonna be. Alright, so that's going to be 12 slashing damage, and he's going to have to roll, let's say, wisdom.
Natural 20.
Okay, well, he's probably alright then, isn't he?
Doesn't
Do I have to roll?
He doesn't have disadvantage on if he tries to attack something else, basically.
Okay, alright, cool.
Snake. You're in control of him.
Go Snake.
You are.
Alright, you said last time that
Yeah, I know, but I have a lot of things to worry about on Battlefield normally anyway.
Alright, that's okay.
You
So
can just move him.
I will move him. Okay, speed 30 feet. So he's just gonna come right up here.
Alright.
And he's gonna attempt to constrict. Plus 6 to hit. See, this part confuses me, all the melee stuff, because I haven't really done melee stuff. So
yeah. It's
it
just
says melee.
just attack.
Yeah, it says plus 6 to hit, reach 5 feet, and then hit 13. And then, oh, that's the damage.
Well, that's the
So I have
average
to roll.
damage. You would still roll the dice that it says next to it.
2d8 plus 4.
So you
Target
roll
is
the
grappled.
you roll
Damn,
d20
that's
to see if you
strong.
hit.
There's a strong snake.
The big
So
snake.
that's an 18
plus
and plus 6.
Yeah, you hit.
So I hit,
You do
then I do
2d8.
2d8 plus 4.
Roll 2d8 plus 4.
Oh, he's a big boy.
He's a big boy. He only
That
gets
seems-
the one attack, which I mean,
Big strong boy.
once you guys get extra attack, you're gonna outpace that damage. But
Hmm.
right now, it's pretty strong.
It's
that's-
pretty overpowered for now, yeah.
Wow, you
So
rolled
that's-
an 8.
8, so that's 18.
18 damage.
18 damage. All right.
And then they have to roll higher than a 16 to escape being grappled.
Oh my! What the hell?
A 16 athletics.
It just says escape DC 16.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Hang on, let me see. There's a link on grappled, so I can
Let
probably
me
click it.
see.
I think you would just have to beat the
Giant
DC score of whatever the grapple
oh, the
is.
grapple score. Okay. So yeah, it's athletics or acrobatics. So it's
Go
5.
Snake.
He gets a 5.
Snake is grappling.
He's grappled.
So does that mean we have advantage on him when we attack?
No.
What does that mean?
Grappled means that his speed's reduced to 0, and the snake can move him around with him.
Okay.
So he's basically stuck in that one place and can't move. So he can't
It
go.
says-
He can't go and get you or Eldro.
It says here, when the creature is restrained, it says that they speed becomes 0, but then attack rolls against this creature have advantage.
Oh, they're restrained. They're not grappled.
Yeah, and
They
the
are
creature's attack
restrained.
rolls have disadvantage.
Oh,
What?
wow.
What the fuck?
The creature
Yeah,
also has
restrain-
disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Restraining is different than grappling. Grappling is just
That's
holding
snake.
him.
So he gets
Restraining-
disadvantage, we get advantage. You did 18 This is so fucking OP.
So OP, dude.
Restrained creature speed becomes 0. You have advantage on attacks against him, and it has disadvantage to hit you, and it also has a disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
I've
Wow.
never seen anyone make an arrest like this, Snake.
Can he
Can we
escape that?
deputize him?
Oh yeah, if
We
he
deputize
on his
Snake.
turn, he can make a escape check.
Okay. Well, I still might do something then. All right.
But that's his turn. Eldril.
Can I go over to Yazz and hold my turn to use gust when he has the arrows out? Can we try this yet?
I don't want to metagame, but I have something to do first.
Okay. I don't know. All my thought process went into what the snack is doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Just watching in awe.
Just like what the actual shit is happening right now. I think I might actually draw my I'm gonna move closer.
I just realized
So-
you summoned a snake from your staff. It's just like another really famous sorcerer that I know.
It's true.
What, Gandalf?
No. No.
Yeah, that's it.
No, you know him. You know him, Ethys. You've referenced him before.
Who is it? I'm interested now.
Not so fast, you're four. You get out of my
Not
house
so
right
fast, you far.
now. Not so fast.
Ah, Jafar. Oh god.
Get out of my house right now. Coral,
Stop saying coral.
you're four.
I'm gonna run up here and I'm gonna use mage armor on myself and draw my silver dagger.
Okay. Your armor. Is there like an armored icon? Not really. That's cool. They didn't think to do that. Let's go with this. It kind of looks like you got barrier.
Yeah.
Alright. Yes.
All right. Gonna move up to. There, is that 20 feet, or did I move one more? I am going to cast Fairy Fire, which gives us advantage on everything as long as it fails a dex throw, and you can see the target.
We've already got advantage.
I know, but if he escapes,
it means
then we
that-
still have it.
Okay, so you have to figure out where you're gonna place it.
Oh shit! I might hit your snake.
Yeah, because the snake will get hit too.
Oh yeah, maybe don't do that.
That's the range. That's the cube. So
'Cause
you'd
the
have to
snake's
do it
like-
this way.
On top of him.
Yeah, the snake is pretty much.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna do it anyways. Snake's got. He's a tough boy. I'm
Well,
gonna
it
do
means that the wolf no longer gets disadvantage trying to escape.
Oh, it didn't have disadvantage to try and escape.
Okay, well then it no longer has yeah, okay, alright.
They need to make dexterity saving throws. So the snake needs
Yeah.
to make a dexterity
And
saving throw.
It's at disadvantage. The werewolf's at disadvantage
The
for the
werewolf
dex
is at
throw.
disadvantage. And he
God,
rolls
watch this
a-
work on the
he
snake,
rolls a
but not on
six.
the werewolf. You rolled a what?
A 6.
Oh no. Well, it failed.
Does the snake need to roll one as well?
Oh no, the snake needs to roll one. That was the werewolf saving throw.
That was the werewolf saving throw.
Yes.
Sweet. Well, the werewolf failed.
And
And they rolled a 7,
And he rolled a
That also failed.
plus its dexterity bonus.
so 9.
Okay.
Also, yeah, it's 10.
So, the snake also has the sort of like lights from the fairy fire dancing around it, as well as the werewolf. They both have the effect. They're both under the effects of fairy fire, which you need to maintain concentration on, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yes, concentration up to a minute. So as long as you maintain concentration, you have that. And it's also they also shed dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Nice. Yeah. So as long as you can see the target, you get you get advantage.
Yep. All right.
Which was basically a safety measure in case it escapes.
Well, it's his turn. So he's going to attempt to escape. He needs to beat a DC 16 with a strength check. And he rolls a 21.
Well, shit.
So he
That's
breaks
why-
free.
That is why I did it, guys.
So let me go ahead and do this real quick because he shifts one space over. He is no longer restrained, but he still is under the effects of fairy fire, which I need to do a little thing for. Here we go. And then also snake is also the effects of fairy fire. There you go. Now I think he has to take I believe he has to use his action to do that, which is debilitating as all hell. Grapple. Yep, action. So it used its action to escape.
Rip.
So
Yeesh.
that is its turn. Astus.
All right. I'm. What? Can I have a quick look around and see what's happened to the bits of the map? Is he still holding them?
You see like a heap of his clothing is still on the ground nearby the sort of in front of you, nearby the snake at the moment. He still has bits of his clothing on him, but it's sort of torn and ragged. You imagine the cards couldn't have gone far if he dropped them.
So I can't see them at the moment.
It's a little difficult to see them with the roiling snake kicking up dust around you and the lights sort of like flickering around you, the fairy fire lights flickering around here.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Well, I'm just going to assume that they're in his pile of clothes for the moment, and I'm going to take another swing at the werewolf, but I'm going to use. Let's see. I'm going to use Distracting Strike, use another one of my Superiority D8s, and what that will do is give the next attack against the target advantage.
Well, we already have advantage.
Oh no, that's kind of wasted, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to have another go at a goading attack then.
Okay.
In that case. Okay, so. So that is a 24 to hit.
That hits. And he does roll. He did roll a 19 on his saving throw, unfortunately.
Oh, dang.
I just getting lucky on the wisdom saves.
Yeah, I reckon. I don't have to roll anything for those, do I?
No, it's already
It's just
calculated.
against my wisdom.
It's against your. It's 8 plus your proficiency plus either strength or dex, your choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine you want strength, so
Yeah.
it's 8 plus 2, 10
Yeah.
plus your strength modifier.
This is 13. Yeah,
That's
okay,
your
all
save DC.
right. Oh, okay, alright. I'm gonna roll damage, hang on. So I'm using the Kopesh again. 2d4 plus 3 plus 1d8. Did that work? Did it roll the d8
Yep,
as well?
it
Yeah,
did.
Okay. Alright, it's 12 slashing damage.
That's a lot
bad.
of damage. That's a good amount of damage. He looks pretty ragged from the beating he's taken, the crushing beating he's taken from the snake and your Kopesh slashes that you've dealt to him,
Alright.
as well as
Can
the
I-
burn you see on his shoulder. He's not looking too great.
Can I try to intimidate him into surrendering himself?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
A rabid
turn
werewolf.
turn back into a human. I order you at once.
With
I should-
disadvantage, by the way.
Alright, okay. You might want to come along quietly, laddie. This isn't looking too good for you. Disadvantage, so that's going to be...
Oh,
Wow.
That one.
Both ends of the spectrum.
Oh,
Wow.
that hurts. It adds up to 20 though, so that counts as one, right?
He just glares and snarls ferociously at you. You see like
I snarl
foam
back.
beginning to form at the edges of his mouth.
I foam back.
I foam back in response.
Alright, snake. If you have not given an
Snake.
order to the snake, it just attacks its target.
Yeah.
So if you're not telling it to constrict, it just makes an attack.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. He's just gonna move over here.
Alright.
And yeah, he's gonna go for an attack. Where did it go? Where's the page? There it is. Back. So he's just biting. So +6 to hit. So start with that.
Mm-hmm.
8 + 6, so 14 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. And damage is 2d6 + 4.
It's bite.
Uh, 11 on the bite.
Alright,
Not
good
bad.
hit. You watch it clamp down on one of its arms and just tear out a chunk of flesh.
Creepy.
Eldruil.
Alright, Eldril,
I wink at Eldril before his turn.
you're winking at me. Nah, fuck that. Eldril's gonna run in.
God damn it!
And he's
You
gonna
got a
try and
chance.
stab. He's gonna go and try and stab this poor.
I wanted to do it so bad.
Silver dagger. He's running in and stabbing him with this silver dagger full force.
Okay,
Yes.
so you have it's a d20 plus dex plus proficiency with advantage
advantage.
because it has fairy fire on it.
So better one is 10
10
plus proficiency bonus, which is 2.
plus your dex modifier.
So 14 to hit.
You hit him. So you
Yes!
roll a d4 plus your dex.
That's 5. But then the silver as well.
Well, it just means that he doesn't resist any of the damage.
Ah.
He hasn't been dealing damage to him, but he's been resisting all of it. So you drive the dagger into him, and it looks to almost burn his flesh as you plunge the dagger into his side, and you retract out, and you watch as the blood that's still caked onto the dagger just begins to boil off of it and slide onto the ground.
Yeah.
I sort of turn my head incredulously to this very uncharacteristic rush by Eldril.
What?
You didn't get bitten, did you, lad?
Nah, I just got told to use silver, although it looks like maybe I shouldn't have.
I'm just looking at Eldril just so unimpressed. It's like we're gonna do something cool, man.
Yeah.
Throw it.
He did
Throw
something
it at
cool. It's pretty fucking cool.
Dude, I was gonna throw arrows in the air, he was gonna blast them with a gust spell. How cool would that have been?
It probably would have required a lot of good rolls too.
Yeah, we got advantage. That's why I put the advantage on.
Well, I ruined that. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, I guess I will shoot at the doggo again.
All right. You have advantage.
I'm scared.
12.
You have advantage.
All right. That'd be
Oh, good.
18.
You hit.
Sweet.
D10
Please
plus
kill him.
dex plus
Please.
D4.
That is 9 damage.
7 piercing and
Yeah.
2 fire.
Correct.
Just want you to know I believe in all of you.
Don't
Uh,
talk, Craig, go away.
You watch the bolt sink into his chest, and he leaves it there for the moment as the fire begins to burn. He turns his attention to Eldril, who's currently wielding the
fuck.
shiny silver.
Okay. All right. It's nice knowing you.
Oh no.
Here comes a bite. That's an 18.
I impose protection on it.
All right.
And I'm a class of 20.
Disadvantage. You may have just saved your ass. That's a 7.
Oh.
So you watch as Ashes
He
just
did.
brings his shield in and slams the werewolf's face, and which sends it reeling back, missing its bite attack.
Thank you, Estes.
However,
I didn't want to turn into a werewolf.
it comes back on a follow through and swipes you with its claw.
Sorry, I can only
Oh,
use protection once.
I think you have to use your reaction. Correct.
Yeah.
You only get one reaction.
Yeah.
You can't use protection, which means it gets, and what's that? Why can't I math? 18 to hit.
Shit, I only got 15.
Okay, well, luckily you remember that you were only told that its bites transfer the curse, not its claws.
Uh-huh.
What if he had his
Very
fingers in his mouth,
I
though?
rolled really low. I rolled minimum damage.
Good. Oh, good.
4 slashing damage.
Yes, good.
Oh,
That's
God, Creed.
Alright, that's its turn. Astis.
There you go.
All right. I'm going to.
And to make sure we know it's a cemetery.
God damn it, Creed.
Okay. Here's
my
what
one
I'm gonna hit him with a maneuvering attack, with another superiority dice, which means that you can move half of your speed away from him, Eldril, without provoking opportunity.
Sweet.
Okay.
Alright. Does that add to your attack roll, or does that add damage?
That adds damage.
Oh.
Another
Some of
superiority
them,
dice
some of them
damage.
add to your attack roll. And just
Oh, just quickly on my turn, can I mentally told my snake to constrict?
yeah.
That is 17 to hit.
You have advantage.
Yes.
Oh, I do.
Is
I do.
Oh,
20.
what's up?
Nat 20.
all right. You hit. You roll damage.
Yeah.
So you just roll the damage regularly.
Yep.
And you roll an additional D4 because of the Kopash.
It's an additional D8 for superiority. Oh no, because I crit. Right.
Because you have the crit. So you're rolling 3d4 plus
Mhm.
1d8 plus strength.
Wow.
And the 2d4 and 1d8 are maxed. The additional d4 you get from the Kopesh is additional damage, so it's not maxed.
Wait. So the initial 2d4 are maxed.
Yeah, but you're rolling the 3d4 plus and a d8 as additional
Mhm.
damage on top of that.
Oh.
So it's
So
basically
it does
The way-
8
the way that-
damage plus that.
Yeah, the
Eight-
way that
eight
the way
plus
that my
whatever you
crits
roll.
work is you do
Jeez.
your normal damage dice are maxed out, and then you
Mhm.
roll the damage dice again on top of that.
Okay.
That
so
way,
I'm doing-
it's like guaranteed you're doing damage with a crit.
I would like to point out
'Cause-
it's my favorite system of crits.
Because before, what the normal tradition, what the regular system for crits is you just roll the damage die twice. But the problem with that is you could still roll all ones.
Mhm.
Right.
So you
okay.
roll a crit and still get low damage. But with the way that I do it, it's like, well, no, a crit is still a big deal when you do it.
Mhm.
All right.
But enemies get to do this to you too, so that's sort of the trade-off.
Bloody hell.
So yeah.
Okay.
So roll
all right. Well, here we go.
3d4.
Here goes. That's
28 plus. Oh, it has
Fuck.
the 8 in it.
Okay,
That's
so
28
here's the thing.
damage.
Here's the thing. Is it's the 2d4 max, which is 8.
Mhm.
The d4 from your superiority die is also maxed.
Okay, well,
That's
I rolled
16 plus
16.
9 is 25 plus 8, which you rolled max on your superiority
Holy
die,
shit.
is 33 plus 3
Right.
is
so it
36 total damage.
does 36 damage.
You do 36 damage.
So Astus
is-
just climbed the
So I
leaderboards.
just bring my cope. I'm just shoving my cope head directly into its mouth and like through the roof of its mouth.
Okay. You reel back, watching this moment where you've dazed him from your shield strike, and you see him like reeling back, and you see the moment where you can make your strike, and you lunge forward and bring the blade into his mouth, and you watch as
It becomes dust.
so you're driving it up the roof of his mouth, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You bring the blade forward, and you watch as you propel your arm forward, and you see the blade erupt out of the top of his skull,
Oh,
and his limbs immediately go limp, and the body lurches forward, and it falls forward on the ground and falls off of your blade.
Step back and watch it fall. Shit.
This is also rather uncharacteristic for you, Astus.
Do you think
How you like-
I sort of poke him with my toe. Do you think we can still arrest him?
I mean, you can try.
He's done carked it.
I'm gonna take a closer examination and see whether he's dead.
Make a medicine check.
You should
No,
get
can
the,
I just no, when he falls to the ground,
get the snake to
I'm
eat its
just gonna
corpse.
I'm just gonna start like stabbing him like crazy with my silver dagger.
Just like terrified.
Die,
just like
can I hold you back while I'm
die!
making- I'm gonna try to hold Eldril back while I'm making my medicine check here. Well, it's a
Okay.
nat 20
Eldril-
for my medicine check.
Are you
Eldril
kidding?
thinks that he's contracted this disease. He's like, die!
he's very dead. He's very dead.
Oh my god. Oh, sacred flame, what have I done?
See, I need real dice so I can stop rolling like garbage. Ethys, you should just stick with these forever, man.
Just stick with roll
I just
20.
kneel down with my head in my hands. What have I done?
I tell the snake to eat it. No, I'm not gonna do that.
You
I really
could.
wanted you to do it.
Quick,
Do that shit.
we gotta get rid of the body.
He's like freaking out that he killed somebody now.
Well, hey, look
There's
where
a
you are.
gravestone over there. There's a purple
Look
gravestone
where
over
you
there.
are.
We could
You're
put
in
it
it.
under there.
You're in a graveyard. What a perfect place to get
I
rid of
made
a
a-
body.
I made a tombstone for him.
I start digging at a bit of a patch of dirt with my sword. Quick, help me! We need to get rid of the body.
Hey,
Oh my
Ethys,
God, what have I done?
Leakwibble has a good idea. You should probably arrest yourself. You just committed murder.
Are you saying that in character?
Yeah. You should probably arrest yourself, dude.
Who's Leak Whipple?
I mean,
It's a voice in my head.
well, I mean, I did. I mean, he attacked us first.
Yeah, but you killed him.
I mean,
Plus, it's also entrapment because you set him up.
technically, it was self-defense. All right.
It's entrapment, dude.
Look, we'll work this out later. All right. I'm gonna have a look around for the other pieces of the map.
Okay, make a perception check.
14.
You take quite a few moments to look around through the dirt. You find one in the collection of his clothing, and you find another somewhere nearby. But as you search around, you cannot find the third one.
We have the third one, don't we?
You need
Can I
four.
take a look as well?
I'm gonna have a look at the ones that I've got.
All right. You look at the pieces, and you see that one of them is a depiction of the northern section of the city.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're lying it over, you see that the proportions seem to match up. Where you have the two placed over, you place the third one over, and it looks like a section of the western side of the city.
So I got 3 out of 4, basically.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So we need the map for the east side,
Yazz,
basically.
are you gonna try to have a look for the other one, see if it's
Yeah,
around?
I'll give it a shot. Nat 20.
Yes.
You look around and you just, it's sort of like a moment of like, it's one of those moments of the last place, like it's always in the last place you expect to find it.
It was
And
on Astus's foot.
You just like look at the body of the werewolf and like roll him over, and it's lying underneath him.
Oh, looky here.
You pick it up.
How the
Here you
fuck
go.
how the fuck did you lift that thing?
I just
Just
I just
casually roll over the
just had a
wall.
moment of inspiration, and I just did it.
Assis has begun to sort of collect himself at this point. He says, right, we got all we came for. I'm sure the Blades are watching us. They can take care of the mess. We better hurry back to the watch, I think.
Hedril gets his staff back, snake back.
Eldril,
yeah,
I would
that's
like to reassure you that you got clawed. You didn't get bit, so everything's gonna be okay. I can tell you're freaking out. I can see the panic in your eyes. You're gonna be fine.
He just stands there, just ghost white,
We
You're
don't have
gonna be
time.
fine.
and he just says, "I'm gonna kill Fang when I see her."
Look, we
So now
made a lot
that's-
of commotion here. We don't have time to loiter around.
done
There's surely
nothing.
going to be more wolves on their way. I suggest we immediately head back for the watch.
All right.
Never mind.
You immediately make your way in this late evening, now just about hitting midnight, as you cross into the Flame Keep and make your way towards the headquarters.
I imagine I'm just completely covered head to toe in fucking werewolf viscera after that killing move.
Oh
at
yeah,
this
like
point.
your arm is soaked in just blood, just crimson.
Don't get that in your mouth,
viscous
friend.
liquid. And you guys step into the headquarters, into the front, where you see, so like the front worker, not very memorable guy. Never really asked his name. However, you do see, as Astus recognizes him, you see Warrant Officer Lero, who's a man of blonde hair, violet eyes, just about mid-30s, relatively svelte build. He's sort of like the resident ladies man, I guess. Like he not necessarily a womanizer, but he likes to flirt. And he's currently holding what looks like an open letter.
All right.
Near the front desk, and as he sees you walk in, he says, "Oh, Sergeant Major."
I'm pulling off the tattered scraps of the cloak from where the werewolf managed to get me with a couple of hits. Lero,
This came in for you.
what for me?
Something, well, something serious, and he hands it over to you.
I take it off him. Are you in the habit of reading my mail?
Just read it over, sir.
All right, I'm gonna have a look at it.
You read down the letter, and it says, to the illustrious Sergeant Major Astis Petrum. I am in the business of making deals, and I have a proposition that I believe you cannot rightfully walk away from. You are in possession of something I need. The sparkling ruby. And I am in possession of something you want to protect. Your dear compatriot, Fang. Bring me the ruby, and I will give you back your friend. Sincerely, the leader of the White Wolves.
Alright, I scrunch up the letter and throw it back at the blonde bastard. Bollocks, what the hell is this?
What's going on?
Fang has seemingly been held ransom by the White Wolves for our pretty stone.
What
Still
a
gonna kill her.
fucking idiot. How did she get herself into that?
I don't know, but I've a right mind to pay him a visit.
I won't say she deserves it after all this, but
Duty officer, did a man from the Blood Hunters Guild come in here a few hours ago? Tall.
Oh
dark.
yeah, the man that you asked us to look out for? Yeah, we have him in holding.
Oh, very
Of
good.
course.
thought we said to not arrest him.
Oh no, we look. It's not important. He's here. He's fine. All right, I need you to take me to see him immediately.
Oh, of course.
Thank you, officer.
And he leads you guys back towards holding cells, where you see sort of in a corner resting the 3 White Wolf members that you had captured just about a day or two ago. And also in the large open holding cell, you see Ash, who's...
Wait, is he in the same cell?
No, he's in a separate one. But his weapons have clearly been stripped, and he's currently sitting in the cell. And as you walk in, he just sort of gives you this really obvious glare.
Oh, Mr. Ash. They obviously didn't follow my instructions to the letter. You say you weren't supposed to be in this cell. You were supposed to be in the one there with the wolves so you could do your work. That's the arrangement that we had. This is all misunderstanding. Why don't you why don't you come with us and we can get back to you know what? You quite comfortable there? Do we even need him? We got the map now.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, he's a. I'm just asking. Do we need him?
Yes, we need him.
All right. Okay. All right. Fine. Officer, can you please let this man out?
Sort of looks hesitantly and then shrugs, like, superior officer's orders, walks over, unlocks the cell, opens it. Ash slowly stands up and makes his way over to the entrance, walks out.
Good. Now you're done and pissed him off.
Officer, you do me a favor and go fetch Mr. Ash's effects while we attend to these White Wolves.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now you say, Mr. Ash, this is the cell you were supposed to be in. You see our friend's just there in the corner. So is there anything you need? Should we just leave you to it?
He just sort of looks, adjusts his gloves he has on, walks over, sees the doors are still locked on the cell. Just turns back, and says, "Once this is open, I can get to work. In the meantime, how has your experience fared?"
Well, I sort of gesture at the blood all over my suit. Well, our plan worked, if you believe it. We've got the rest of the map.
Well then, what do I need to interrogate these fools for? Let's take a look at the map.
I thought you just enjoyed it, really.
Well, that's besides the point, isn't it?
All right. Well, why don't we head over to my office and have a look at this map?
Okay, you lead them over towards your office. I say with audible quotation marks. It's really small. Still really small.
It's like a broom cupboard.
Right, yeah, kinda. And along the way, Lero comes back holding the sort of cylindrical metal object that he had on his waist, firearm of sorts, and the battle axe. Just like hands them roughly over to Ash, who takes them and straps them back to his belt.
What's
They follow
that?
you into your
What's
thing.
that metal thing, Father Ash?
He sort of takes it up and holds it and says, "This fires a round ball of iron into anybody I point it at."
Wow, that's amazing.
I don't suppose you have any round balls of silver around.
Oh, but I can certainly make some. Give it enough time.
That would be very helpful. I toss the cards down onto my desk and open the top drawer and pull a bottle of whiskey and a couple of glasses out and pour myself a shot and immediately take it, and then pour myself another double shot and stand up and walk towards the corner with it, and just sort of leave the open bottle with a couple of glasses there and the cards on the table and sort of nod towards the cards.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna say, I know it's not the time, but is there any way I could get my hands on one of those? I feel like that would be extremely useful against what we're fighting.
Well, I suppose you'd need some training to be able to use one.
I'm always willing to learn.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the blades have one lying around somewhere.
Is that where you got yours?
More or less.
Cool. All right. I'll look into that. Thank you.
Sits down while he's saying this and grabs the cards and places them one after the other over each other and puts them flat on the table. And you see this full map of the city, and you watch as you see the lines begin to the lines that are going through certain sections are actually pointing, and you realize that you do need all of them to be able to sort of like triangulate where you're looking. And you watch as the lines begin to point towards a direction. And you follow these lines, and they eventually lead you to...
Looks like it's pointing at the cemetery.
there.
Is that the mausoleum?
From what you looking at, if you remember your brief visit to the cemetery earlier, there was a large building in the distance that looked to serve as a mausoleum of sorts.
Bloody hells, we were right there. How was it we didn't run into more of the bastards? I think we got very lucky, lads.
I think we might have as well.
Mr. Ash, we received a letter, allegedly from the leader of the White Wolves. Mind you, I'm not so sure at this point. Saying that they have our comrade Fang and offer to exchange her for the gem. I think they've just given us really an in, haven't they? You just walk in the bloody front door at this point.
So, you reckon you can get in without a fight?
I reckon we can get in without a fight, find our comrade, get right to the heart of their, and start blasting. Maybe work out some kind of signal to bring the blades down onto the perimeter of their base, so we can get out fighting without having to take the whole force ourselves.
Right. That means that you boys have to go in alone.
Well, it's what we've been doing this whole bloody time.
Would be nice to have some backup, though.
We'll have some backup. Don't worry about that.
I think
We need
I
to work
can-
out a signal. We need to talk to the blades. Talk to my boys in the watch. We can work out some kind of signal. Once we get into the heart, we can bring the cavalry down on them.
I think I can get the blood hunters to provide some backup as you head in. Maybe cover the entrance. Follow you in after a certain amount of time. Be able to cover your escape too.
Well, that would be fine. And while we're in there, we just need to arrest the bloody bastard who's responsible for all this.
See, now my only concern with this is that what if in the process of trying to lower the number of werewolves, people get bitten, and then we end up with just more werewolves?
Well, we
'Cause the only
wanna
ones-
make sure
The
that
only
we-
ones prepared for this are the blades.
I suppose that's a fair point. We can't be getting people involved that don't have protection against the curse.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we'll make sure that we've got amulets. We'll make sure that all the blades do, and
I mean, we might be able to get some in the hands of the blood hunters as well.
perhaps, suppose I'd best keep the watch on the surface in case they're planning on luring us down there to. Any thoughts, Eldril?
Sorry, I just realized my mic wasn't working. I think we need to get ourselves some more protection if we can from the blades. Hopefully they have some for us.
Certainly.
I think we also need, if we can spare some time, try to figure out how to tap into the power into this gem, because we can't afford to give it to them.
Father Ash, have you had much familiarity with this gem while you were in the Blade's hands?
I hardly got a good look at it. Honestly, way I do magic isn't, it's not from study. I'll say that much.
I think I need to go and see the blades. There's a certain patron that I wish to convene with over this gem. Now that we know more about it, we might be able to use it against them, against the White Wolves.
If that's what you require.
Though you're certainly playing with fire there. You're saying that it's used for necromancy energies.
Necromancy is the easiest way to tap into its power, although I believe there may be other ways we can as well.
Well, do you need to be holding the thing to be tapping into it? Because I'm worried about taking that thing into the heart of their lair if they can turn it against us.
That's exactly it.
That's a very good point.
There's a certain person that I need to ask that question to back at the Blades.
All right, well then we'd best proceed back to the Blades, I suppose. You sure you don't need our white for anything, Mr. Ash?
Don't believe so.
All right then. Are we all in
We
agreement?
got everything we need. Now I think it's time to go hunting. And he stands up and exits the room.
Is that? Did he just?
What a weeb.
Did he just?
Yeah.
All right.
It's even worse because I kind of wanted to talk to him about the whole crows thing. I mean, he clearly hasn't lost his mind.
Oh, I'm not so sure.
Well, I mean, most of the people lose their mind tend to be a lot more deranged than that. He seems pretty well kept together.
Well, I suppose we better follow him.
You want to follow him?
If you guys follow him, you can. I need to go see the Blades.
Isn't that where he's going?
Said he's
I
going
don't think
hunting.
so. Yeah, he's going hunting. I don't think that means.
It was, you gather is more like a figure speech. He's like basically
I'm pretty
like
sure he's
getting
heading back to the Blades.
like he's
Oh.
getting ready. He means like it's his time.
Oh.
Like we're,
Oh, okay. I thought he was literally gonna go hunting
Me
right
too.
now. Like,
Well,
okay.
all I know, the guy's covered in blood.
Hunting
He's
for
a-
what?
he's a blood hunter. It's like
thought
it's
he was-
time to start the hunt. That sort of thing.
I like how the blood hunter's like, what does that mean?
You know, that's a good time to stop. That's a great place to stop.
Good session. Good session.
Very good.
So
Yeah. Thanks
before
for
I
contributing.
before I get any
Yeah, Chris. Thanks
Before I
for
get any-
contributing.
Listen,
Listen, this wasn't the plan, to be honest.
Yeah, sure.
But it's happened.
before I get anything from like other DMs or other people thinking about, Creed agreed to this. Okay,
Of course he
let's
fucking did. Of
let's
course
get
he
that out
did.
there. Just so that people are just like you completely neglected a player for a whole session. Well, it's like I didn't plan for when in the session it would be the right time to do it. 2, I got his permission.
If anybody would agree to that, it would be
Like
Creed.
a week or two ago, I got his permission.
I need to go check the plumbing.
All right. But that's it for this week.
I'm sorry I wasn't here for it.
Fang's Fang is trapped and needs the help, and you guys are gonna go help her and fight some dudes.
I feel like you were expecting us to get into this dungeon a few episodes ago.
I was,
We roleplay too much.
but that's fine. That means I can flesh stuff out later.
It's true. It's true.
But yeah, that's it for now.
All right.
Sounds
Sweet.
good.
Much fun.
Thanks
You
for
guys
watching,
did.
everybody.
You guys did really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That fight went so
Was a
well.
good time.
I'm amazed how well that fight went.
Yeah, that was a really lucky fight.
She's very lucky.
Well, the snake would have fucking carried us through it.
Snack is
The snake,
yeah,
the
but-
snake
crazy.
was very helpful. But like, yeah, it's you guys got really lucky with the stealth check too, because there would have been more than just
Can you
the
tell us
one
how
guy.
many?
I'm guessing that now. Yeah, we were like right on top of that.
There would have been number of more people there.
Ah,
So
so
we
we
so
probably
fucked.
So how did it take us so long to work out that the best place to look for the necromancers would be the fucking graveyard?
It's so true. It's so true.
Apparently.
Wait, they're where dead things are? No way.
Well, that's where we are.
It's like that old Adam West Batman episode where they figure out that the Eggman is at the egg factory.
Yeah,
They go there
exactly.
and have an egg fight with him.
Exactly.
All right, everybody, thanks for watching. This will be too late if you're watching on YouTube, but if you missed part 3 and it's not uploaded, I haven't uploaded yet. That was my bad. I'll upload on Monday. I'll have 3 and 4 uploaded. So I just totally forgot.
Hey,
about
Vinny
part 3.
started streaming.
Cool, just in time. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Pizza.
Bye.
Watch my boy.
Right on.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Idiot.